Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Exponential. My name is RSquared and may or may not also be named Kyle. We're here for Sunday Night Football between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions. The Chiefs are coming in with a less imposing record than we're used to, coming in at 2-3. A little bit concerning. They probably need to win a little bit more here in Detroit than Detroit does against them. But the Lions, they're what I like to call a persnickety team. The Lions don't go away easily. We've seen that in a lot of their early games. Against the Packers, they just kind of get into a rhythm. But against the Bears, they beat down on them. We saw them against Baltimore. Did a live commentary there, and that was an incredible performance, even though the scoreboard may have not seemed quite as impressive, but they dominated that game. They at home against the Browns, they dominated. On the road against Cincinnati, they dominated. The Lions haven't had a game where they've struggled since week 1 against Green Bay. So I wouldn't be too particularly surprised either way this goes, whether we see Detroit coming out with a big victory here today or Kansas City perhaps fighting back, because this is a hostile environment. I mean, Arrowhead Stadium is one of the most harsh environments in all of football. And for a very good reason. It's loud. It's hard to get your call out. But this Lions team is some of the most coordinated guys on the field. I mean, they're just a true group of friends led by who's become one of the greatest head coaches in the modern NFL era, and Dan Campbell. Just a little bold take there, but he has become probably, if not, like, he's up there. He's top 10 at this point. I mean, just the way he can continue to lead his teams is incredible. Names to watch out for in this game. I would say number 1, Jahmyr Gibbs. Got to be on the lookout for him. But I'd say a big one on the offensive side of the ball for Detroit, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Because guess what? If he's not double covered, guess where Jared Goff's throwing? So I think it takes more to look about. What we're looking at is that matchup between Trent McDuffie and Amon-Ra St. Brown. All night long, we're going to want to be watching to see who's got the advantage. Because if Amon-Ra starts to get the upper hand, then it's up to Steve Spagnuolo to make adjustments on the go. As for the Lions, their defense is a little bit battered, to be honest. They're lost with left corner Terrion Arnold's out. Backup left corner Avonte Maddox is out. Backup free safety Lawrence Strickland out. DJ Reed, the safety's out. Ennis Rakestraw, the corner, is out. Daniel Thomas, free safety's out. Dan Jackson, the strong safety's out. Khalil Dorsey, the corner, is out. Ezekiel Turner, the linebacker Cunningham, the linebacker Rodriguez, Davenport, Pascal, Neal, Wingo. The list goes on. For the people it would be faster if I list the people that are playing for this Lions defense. So they got a little bit of a hole on that left corner side. So we're probably going to see Nick Whiteside, but he's going to be playing away from his dominant side. So I would be watching to see if Kansas City might be able to get some deep threats on offense. Speaking of deep threats on offense, name that I would be watching out for all day long. This is probably a little bit of a underrated one, but a couple ones here. I think Hollywood Brown have a big game, but another one, Tyquan Thornton. This guy's been a big deal for Kansas City. He's been a massive deep threat. So I would be watching for his name all night. And then, as I said, for the defensive of Kansas City, you're going to want to be watching out for Trent McDuffie. And, of course, I think halftime's going to bring a lot of shifts for both teams. So halftime's going to be huge. This is one of those games where halftime you need to make adjustments on the run if you want to win a football game. And this one's going to be one of those games. Here's my bold prediction of the day. Nico Remigio of the Kansas City Chiefs is going to take a kick return for the touchdown today. That's a bold prediction. Just throwing it out there. You might have seen it in the chat earlier where I said that we're doing rants today for free. So you just have to comment in the comments, and I'll give you a rant. Just off the top of my head, I'll just go for it. And I'll likewise do press conferences. You can ask me sports stuff, not sports stuff. It's National Free Thought Day. You might be thinking, how did you figure out National Free Thought Day? Turns out there's a calendar for that. So that's what I look at. I look at a calendar. Now, anyway, you know what really grinds my gears? Something really grinds my gears, guys. It really grinds my gears. How come so many youngins these days have never seen the movie Pinocchio? They never even heard it. They don't even understand what's going on when I say Pinocchio, Pinocchio, Pinocchio. They have no idea. I mean, it's a classic movie about a boy. He wants to be a boy. Let him be a boy. But no one understands the reference anymore because no one's seen Pinocchio. Why is this? I think this comes down to the cultural part of our lives. We're teaching them football, which is not a problem, instead of watching Pinocchio. That is a problem. You need to watch both. Pinocchio, ESPN, and Disney, they're together now. You got to watch Pinocchio in order to watch the Lions and the Chiefs. It's just how it works. You're going to miss some of the references. I say he's going to get eaten by a whale. You have no idea what I'm talking about. I could be talking about Jonah, but I might also be talking about Pinocchio. Pinocchio is an important part of the culture that we live in as people. I mean, it was a representation of the Italian culture with Giuseppe and Pinocchio back when Pinocchio was first released. And now we're not even showing our kids the movie anymore. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a musical now, so why don't we show them the musical too? What about Jiminy Cricket? How come the kids don't know who that is? This is the problem with modern culture. Pinocchio! Thank you very much. Now, from field at Arrowhead Stadium, the Kansas City Chiefs are taking the field first, waving their red. That is actually a really sick entrance. And leading the way for Kansas City is Patrick Mahomes. He's had a bit of a rocky start to the season. And over the first few games he's thrown 8 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. He's got 1,257 passing yards so far this year. I don't know why I didn't just say 1,257. It's me trying to get fancy on y'all. But the Chiefs are coming out here. They need a win. This is one of those games where Kansas City needs a win. They came off a back-breaking loss last week on Monday Night Football against the Jaguars, which was honestly totally expected. But it was still a loss nonetheless. They beat the Ravens the week prior and the Giants before that, but they started the season off with a tough couple of matchups. They had the Chargers and the Eagles, and they dropped both of those. But the Jaguars game, that was a winnable game that they needed to win, which has put them in a bit of a precarious situation going into this game against the Lions. They kind of need a win here because, sure, they got the Raiders, but that's a rivalry game. You never know what's going to happen. They do have them here. So back when we were riding to watch 2 down speed to catch up, I assume it's great. Did you not hear the Pinocchio rant? All right. Anyway. But then after the Chiefs got the Raiders at home, then they come up and they have the Commanders at home, which is going to be tough enough as it is. Then they got the Bills on the road, the Broncos on the road, the surprising Colts at home. And then they go on the road for the Cowboys, host the Texans, Chargers. And then, this is a tough schedule. This is not an easy schedule for the Chiefs by any means. This is going to be an incredibly difficult stretch here, and it feels like this is kind of a must-win for Kansas City, but they are at home. They do really well in the lights, so it'll be interesting to see whether Kansas City can come out on top and hopefully improve their record on this one, because if they lose this game to Detroit, we might be starting to question whether Kansas City is going to be able to make their playoff push this year like they have in years past, because their schedule is just not doable. It's so difficult. They got the big part is the rivalries, because even though you might think, the Raiders are easy, but the Raiders have had the Chiefs' numbers years past. They have their numbers. Same for the Broncos and the Chargers. They all want to beat the Chiefs. They know they're at the top, and they're trying to dethrone them. Both the Chargers and the Broncos had a win earlier in the day. The Broncos in London and the Chargers against the Dolphins, which puts the Chiefs 2 games back in the AFC West as it is. If they lose here, they're back 2 games with the Raiders. They're neck and neck with the Raiders. So really, what they kind of got to get a win here, pull themselves within the AFC West race if they want to have a chance at continuing their playoff push. But the schedule's not making it easy for them. So this is definitely a must-win game. Kicking off in just a moment from Kansas City. And it's a good matchup. It's a really good matchup. Should be fun. I mean, obviously, I'm kind of 50-50 on whether it's going to be a good game. Because on one hand, the Lions could come out here and just blow the Chiefs out of the water. But the Chiefs got a lot to play for today. So it'll be definitely interesting to see which team comes on top here. Sorry. Sometimes you just need a snack. You just need a drink. So early in the day, got some crazy action in the NFL world and a little bit of crazy action in the college football world, because they finally decided to fire Penn State coach James Franklin. Had it coming. He's had it coming for a long, long time now. So I think it's about time. I think it's about time for a change in Penn State. I think this was totally the right decision. I think it was the right move, trading him away. Firing him from his position and starting over in Penn State. They lost Drew Aller. It's a lost season for Penn State, so they really do have to regroup. They got to work the transfer portal a bit, which is a disappointing end to the Aller era of Penn State. They should have been so good this year. Such a waste of talent, truly. And then in the NFL world this year, we got this year. That'll be going on for a bit. So this week, in the NFL world, we got London. The Broncos took on the Jets in what was quite possibly the worst game I've ever watched. Miserable offenses taking on amazing defenses. And final score was 13-11, which is scoregami. Just FYI, in case you didn't know. And then in the early window, we saw a couple of tight finishes. We just saw the Chargers with an epic comeback against Miami. We saw the Colts have a surprisingly thrilling game against the ever-persistent Jacoby Brissett, which honestly, to me, the entire game was just like, why won't you die? Because, the Colts played just fine. They played very well. But Jacoby Brissett's Jacoby Brissett. He's just perfectly mediocre. And sometimes all you need is perfectly mediocre, because that's not what the Cardinals have been getting out of Kyler Murray. They've been getting bad. And Jacoby Brissett's just consistent. He completes passes. He does his job. And honestly, that's what made it a 4-point game against Indianapolis, was him just doing his job, completing the passes. He didn't do anything flashy. He wasn't a superhero. He just did what a quarterback needs to do. Also in the early window, we saw a couple of thrillers, one in Jacksonville where the Seahawks pulled away with the victory. And then at that same time, we had the Panthers stun the Cowboys to end a streak that I had going for 6 weeks. Disappointing. Yeah, we had a streak going. A couple of guys and myself saying if the Dolphins, the Eagles, and the Cowboys, if they won, at least one of them won every week, the streak would keep going. So we've reset it. We've reset the teams, starting again next week. So yeah, we got the Bucks, Colts, and Eagles now are the three. So that's kind of the right. I switched. I did Dolphins. I'm like, I'm not a Dolphins fan anymore. Pinocchio, legendary, right? Thank you. I think I mentioned it an appropriate amount of times, personally. There's Jared Allen, a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame 2025 inductees, banging the drum. Boom, bah, bah. I just like listening to it. It's crazy how so many teams do this, and it's pretty much the same song. The Braves, the Seminoles, and then the Chiefs. I'm noticing a pattern. Sorry. All right. So the Chiefs won the toss. They've elected to defer, as Geha Field at Arrowhead Stadium is as loud as always. The bowl echoing around sounds. It's going to make it hard to communicate for Detroit today, but thankfully they have one of the best offensive lines in all of football. So Harrison Butker is going to kick this one off, and it will be returned by Khalif Raymond to the 28. He breaks a tackle. And he'll be taken down at the 29. Ooh, and a scary return there. I can't believe he survived the initial contact there. All right, so this Lions offense, we got Jared Goff, David Montgomery, and Jahmyr Gibbs are the primary trio up there. Then we have Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, left tackle Dan, left guard Christian Mahogany, center Graham. This is going too fast. I'll just read them aloud. Yeah, we'll go back and just. I like giving them a shout out. Lions offense, they got the best offense pretty much. They got the best offense at this point in the game. They've been phenomenal. Pretty much all factors of them have been just absolutely incredible. 34.5 points per game. 29-yard line handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs to start this one off in Kansas City, and he'll get about 4 yards, bringing up 2nd and 6. Say look at Jared Goff this year. Goff through week 5, he's got 75% completion percentage and 12 touchdowns. Both of those lead the NFL. It's 237 yards per game and 2 interceptions, not so much, but he's been incredibly accurate. He's been doing Jared Goff things, and he's one of those quarterbacks where he's your guy. You don't really want anyone else. Goff's going to be under center. Gibbs is the back. 2nd and 6. Gibbs will get the call. And he'll be stuffed after a gain of about 1 and bring up 3rd and mid coming up for the Lions. So as I was saying, this Lions offensive line, they have Dan Skipper at left tackle, Christian Mahogany at left guard, center Graham Glasgow, right guard Tate Rutledge, and right tackle Panay Sewell. So they are without left tackle Taylor Decker today, which is why you'll see Dan Skipper on that left side. There's definitely some very good depth there. So really not too much worried about. Laporta in motion, Goff to throw. Goff will head his way. Laporta on the left sideline. He'll try and make a man miss, and he'll get a solid gain up to the 45-yard line. And a nice start to this drive for Detroit, converting on the 3rd down there. As Laporta, you just see him come in motion, and he just rides his momentum over. See, the Chiefs they were playing a very soft zone scheme there, and Tranquil kind of had to make up for lost time there because he wasn't on Laporta originally. You just saw him coming across. He had no one on him. Sorry, that was Nick Bolton who ended up having to shift on him. So the Chiefs playing a little bit of zone defense early on. 1st and 10 from the Detroit 45-yard line. Goff under center. Crowd noise, a lot. And the handoff will go to Jahmyr Gibbs, and Gibbs will get about 4 yards up the middle, bring up 2nd and 6 again for Detroit. This Chiefs defense, they got defensive end Mike Dana, Derek Nadi, Chris Jones, and George Karlaftis on that D-line. Linebackers, Drew Tranquil, Nick Bolton, Leo Chenal, Trent McDuffie heads up the secondary along with Brian Cook, Shamari Connor, Jalen Watson. And that's the Chiefs defense. A couple of names you might recognize on there because these guys, they're not anyone star-studded. They all help each other to make them one of the better defenses in the NFL under Steve Spagnuolo. 2nd and 6, Goff's in shotgun. He'll take the pass, and he'll throw towards the sideline. He's got Jameson Williams for a gain of 7 and a 1st down into Chiefs territory. So the Lions, they're using the sidelines early on here. They're doing a little bit of eye candy, which I appreciate as a Dolphins fan. I absolutely love eye candy. I'm a big fan of eye candy. You're live now. You're live. Oh, hi. I was like, what do you mean? Hi. 1st and 10. Goff under center. Gibbs is the back again. He'll go play action this time. Goff rolls to his right slightly, and he'll dump it off to Jameson Williams. Williams will try and hurdle a man. And he'll be down at about the Kansas City 27 as he went fully airborne there. Wow. So Jameson Williams, he just comes across underneath, and you see the Chiefs are playing super soft zone coverage right now. There was just no one near Williams, and he just went fully airborne. Fun. A lot of hurdle attempts today. Yeah, I've noticed. Although not at the 1 o'clock window, I didn't notice quite so much because I was stuck watching the abomination that was the Dolphins-Chargers game. Go Pack Go, totally 100% that win, not considering it. Definitely. Goff under center, St. Brown in motion, and he'll get the jet sweep. Chiefs are all over it, though, blown up by Watson. And Chenal, they'll still get about 2 yards probably on the fall forward. Good read by the Chiefs defense, though, on that one. Yeah, honestly, Packers game, I wasn't supremely impressed. Packers have to be better offensively. I think was the big take. I think their defense was fine. Like, they were okay. Like, that's what a defense is supposed to do. Their offense needs to be better, though. I want to be seeing more from Green Bay. I wasn't too happy with their performance in general. But glad you're proud of them. 2nd and 8, St. Brown in motion again. Handoff to Gibbs this time, and Jahmyr Gibbs will splice his way forward for a gain of about 6 or 7. Which will bring them pretty deep into the Chiefs' territory. John Morton is in his first season as Lions offensive coordinator. He was the Broncos pass game coordinator for 2 years in 23 and 24 before joining the Lions here. So he's worked with Bo Nix, and now he's come here as a replacement for big shoes to fill. Ben Johnson, the master of trickery, who's now gone to Chicago, and we've seen a lot less trickery out of him there. 3rd and 2. Goff handoff to Gibbs. And Gibbs will just barely get the 1st down, probably get 2.5, 3 yards into the red zone of Kansas City. Sorry about this Dolphins. They have potential. No, they don't. Don't lie. Don't lie to me. I can go on a whole rant just about the Dolphins, honestly. 9:28 to play here in this first quarter. Wonderful opening drive for the Lions. David Montgomery has yet to check into the game so far, and it's not really costing him. Jahmyr Gibbs is running the ball very efficiently so far. Chiefs showing a bit of pressure. They back off. Only rush 4. Still get the pressure and a little bit of pitchy woo-woo from St. Brown to Gibbs for maybe 9 yards. And see already a little bit of trickery from the Lions, taking a page out of Ben Johnson's book. You see Chris Jones is just wreaking havoc on this line because it collapsed way earlier. He just ran right in, delivered a big hit on Jared Goff there. But quick thinking from St. Brown, dishing it out to Gibbs. Even though it didn't exactly work according to plan. They only gave him 3 yards, so he stepped out somewhere along the way, so 2nd and 7 from the 15. Laporta in motion. Gibbs is still the back for Detroit. Now Isaac Tesla, the rookie at Arkansas, is in motion. The handoff does go to Gibbs, and Gibbs cuts forward, and depending on the spot, it looks like they're going to mark him just shy of the first down. Bring up 3rd and inches. No, they're going to change the call and give him the first down. So it'll be 1st and goal to go for Detroit from the Kansas City 8-yard line. Wonderful drive so far for Detroit. Dolphins could have made the playoffs. Yeah. Where are the good, where are the good teams losing to all the bad teams? Would you say the results of the season have been so far from 1 to 10? I'll have to do some research at the commercial break. Yeah, that's probably. I'll do some research and then I'll give an adequate answer there. Goff under center at the Kansas City 8-yard line. St. Brown in motion. Handoff to Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs up the middle to the Kansas City 2.5, 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal. Sorry, I had to throw the remote away. It was bothering me. Because it was like, every time I put my elbow down on the desk, you just hear, it's the remote on the desk and it wobbles. And it was bothering me at least, because my sensitivity is super high on the microphone. For me, it's probably lower for you. I don't really know how to work the settings. 2nd and goal, Laporta in motion. Goff is in shotgun here. They're running a tight formation, which could signal a run. Let's see what they do here, and it will be a run to Gibbs. And Gibbs is going to come a couple yards shy. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2. I think we might be getting our first running back shift. See if Steve Spagnuolo can cook up a scheme here to get the goal line stand on this opening drive for Detroit, which is taken up already over half the quarter. Dolphins, I keep looking. Dolphins could have made the playoffs. Could they? This has been an amazing opening drive for Detroit. They've taken over half the first quarter up already. At this rate, we're going to be done in an hour. Fine by me, honestly. Let's have a great game for 60 minutes. Let's go. 3rd and goal. Handoff to Gibbs. He's got a loaded pack, and it doesn't get in, it doesn't look like. Looks like he's going to be shy of the end zone. Good defense by Kansas City. I'm surprised they didn't go with David Montgomery on that one. They did have 3 guys in the backfield. I don't think any of them was Montgomery. This year, on 4th down, the Lions have gone for it 78% of the time, which is tied for 6th in the NFL. That's crazy considering Dan's all the time. Dan loves going for it on 4th down. So we're going to get to see it here with the chance to take the early lead from the 1-yard line. Honestly, this is a low-risk scenario because one way or another, either the Chiefs have to go 99 or you have to go 1, and David Montgomery is in the game now. And it'll be play action. Goff dirts it, and it'll fall incomplete. It'll be 1st down Kansas City from the 1-yard line, unless there was a whistle. Timeout. Okay, there was a whistle. This is the anti-benefit. I was going to say, I was like, that didn't make sense. That's visual cues. If only my eyes worked. I was going to say, it looked too slow progressing. So 5:25 to go in this first quarter. 4th and goal coming up for the Lions. So Dan Campbell just wanted to make sure he got all of his ducks in a row, or all of his lion cubs in a den, as if he gave up like that. So I was thinking, I'm like, no way, right? No way he just threw it like that. I wasn't even certain he was holding the ball right. It was kind of like, he looked scared of the ball. All right, here we go. 5:28 to go. 4th and goal. Montgomery's the back. Brock Wright is also in the backfield. Oh, Goff's in motion. It's going to be a wildcat screen to Goff. It's in. Touchdown, Detroit. Oh, boy, I love trick plays. And Jared Goff cashes in a receiving touchdown for the Lions. 15 plays, 71 yards, 9 minutes, 36 seconds, and a quarterback catching a touchdown with help from a defender. And David Montgomery throws it. He almost dropped it, but it almost looks like he got help there by the defender, which was McDuffie, I believe. Is that McDuffie, 22? I'm not entirely certain, but wow, that's insane. It was Trent McDuffie on the assist there. Amon-Ra St. Brown. What a block, by the way. Can we just give some credit to Amon-Ra St. Brown there for going neck to neck with Trent McDuffie and paving a way for his quarterback? I mean, he knows his quarterback's right there. Like, he's right there. And he just bulldozed Trent McDuffie. Beautifully executed by the Detroit Lions, getting the touchdown there. That was phenomenal. I'm not sure what they're discussing right now. If there's anything important happens, just let me know. There's a flag. Oh, no. Jared Goff just got a 5-yard penalty for illegal motion because he never got sent. It's just sorry, it's a very high-pitched laugh of mine. Hide user on this channel. Goodbye. That was really he didn't. He's right. Like, that's the correct call. He didn't get set. That was correct. Taking away that crazy trick play, sad, but I think that was the right call. Let's see what Terry McCauley has to say. Terry McCauley didn't say anything while I was listening. He probably just said, "Yep, that's the right call," and then left. But yeah, I agree. I think that was correct. It's just Goff's got his helmet on. Here we go again. 1 yard, 5 yards. Does it really matter? I don't think it matters. So Jared Goff, they had Jake Bates on the field. Jake Bates went back off. Here comes the Detroit Lions. Same thing, please. Yes. I'm kind of rooting for it. 5:24 to go. In the first quarter. Part 2, 4th and goal. Part 3, 4th and goal. The Lions about to call another timeout. I don't know what's happening. So what a confusion on this last play. They just took the 5-yard penalty for delay of game. Okay, now they're kicking the field goal. All right. 4th and goal, part 5. Here we go. It's going to be a field goal this time. Surely. Jared Goff is really unhappy. I feel like he thought he had a play clock restart owed to him. But it did not. They quickly ran out of time. So Jake Bates is going to be kicking the field goal. So just a cacophony of events leading up to what is ultimately going to be 3 points for Detroit. I was wrong, by the way, about this game might be done in an hour. Actually, that sequence alone took 8 minutes. So 28-yard field goal attempt, Jake Bates. He's got it right down the middle. And 3-0 Detroit Lions in his second season at Arkansas. Jake Bates nails that one. 3-0. That was incredible. That was a 10-minute drive for 3 points. I kind of want Kansas City to score in one play just so we can get those memes going again. You know how in the NFC NFC Conference Championship last year, Eagles-Commanders, when the Commanders took like 3/4 of the quarter to get a field goal and Saquon Barkley ripped off a 75-yard rushing touchdown. It's beautiful. That was cinema. We need that again. And then they had the X-Men thing where it was like, look what they have to do to imitate a fraction of our power. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, look, it's the guy from Ant-Man. And the Wasp. Sorry. Is it bad that that's all I know him from? That's all I know him from. Is that his name? And here I was giving people a hard time earlier about not watching Pinocchio. Seems like a guy at everything. I just seen him in a lot of commercials lately. So on that opening drive, Jared Goff, he went 4 for 4 for 36 yards. I just love saying Goff. I know it's not like his name's Jared Goff, but I like saying it like Boston. His name's Jared Goff. Goff. Which then again, when I think about it, it's the same way I pronounce Coco Gauff. I'm like Coco Gauff and Jared Goff. I don't know that he would appreciate that. Well, he might actually. All right, you asked a question earlier that I completely forgot about. Were you surprised? How about a rant against those Dolphins' chances? So the games that should have been won but weren't won by like lesser teams this year, like the big surprises. The big surprises. All right, let's take a look. There hasn't been that many, surely. Week 1 was week 1. You can't judge anything on week 1. Week 2. I don't think that was an upset, really. So Chiefs are about to take the field next up. After the Lions took the majority, like Mahomes is probably cold on the sideline after waiting that long to get the ball. Here's Nico Remigio to the 30-yard line. I just love saying his name. Colts beating the Broncos was surprising. In general, here's my general opinion on when people say like, oh, it was a huge upset. This was a huge upset. This was a huge upset. That is that. Upsets only matter after week 4 to me. First 3 weeks, you had no idea what's an upset and what's not an upset. Xavier Worthy in motion several times. Handoff goes to Isaiah Pacheco, and Pacheco will be drowned after a gain of only 1, bring up 2nd and 9. So that's kind of just my opinion on it, is that anything after week 3 is kind of more of an upset, but anything before that, you have no idea. Like Dolphins, Colts should have been an upset, but the Colts have been significantly better than the Dolphins. So it's not really upsetting. The big upsets, like the big ones, have been from the Giants. Giants, Chargers, and the Giants, Eagles. Those have been the big ones so far. Mahomes to throw over the middle to Travis Kelce, and Kelce is still on his feet, bouncing his way towards their own 47-yard line. Oh, all right, sorry. And a good play there by Travis Kelce. See, he was in motion coming on to the inside, and he just kind of sits. He parks down in a zone, which is exactly what he's so great at doing. And then after that, he just becomes the ping pong ball. Or the pinball, like a pinball, like that ping, 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 that thing. 1st and 10. I want to say I know who that is, but I don't. I gotta get my stats back. Patrick Mahomes throws over the middle of Juju Smith-Schuster in the open field into the 25 and down at the 24-yard line. What a throw by Patrick Mahomes and Juju Smith-Schuster. Stupid remote. It's making so much noise. That was a great throw. It was a 30-yard passing catch to Juju Smith-Schuster. What a tight window. What a throw by Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that was a laser. That's one of the better throws you're going to see. Mahomes is already 2 of 2 for 45 yards. As you see, Noah Gray in motion for Kansas City. Handoff to Pacheco. Pacheco tries to bounce it to the left side. He does. Pacheco out at the 12-yard line. He'll run out of bounds. Pursued by Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. So the Chiefs, as I said, pretty much, they're doing it a lot faster. It's been 2 minutes, and they're already deep into Lions territory and into the red zone. Official marking is going to be the Detroit 13-yard line. Oh, wait, that's so cool. Wait, sorry. I saw something. 1st and 10 from the 13. Hand off Isaiah Pacheco. Pacheco will get about 2 yards, down at about the 11. I'm not doing the rant about the Dolphins thing. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. That's a veto. They're done. Like, I'm a Bucs fan now. It's official. Jalen Moore is the tackle for Kansas City today after they lost their previous tackle. 2 injuries out for today. It was a late scratch. Ramiro in motion, play action. Mahomes rolls to his right. He wanted Kelsey, couldn't get it, and he'll throw it out of bounds. See, that was one of those plays where it was designed for one person and one person alone on that play action, but they just didn't bite on it. So Detroit opted for more of a man defensive scheme there, which helped cover Kelsey. That was actually brilliant defense by Brian Branch. He's got 5 passes defended through week 5. He leads the team in that stat aspect better. We're learning. 3rd and 8. Hollywood Brown in motion. Mahomes to throw. Hutchinson brings pressure. Mahomes steps up. He's on the run. Mahomes takes a shot. And he'll get about 4 or 5. And it'll bring up 4th down. See if Kansas City will dial up the bag of tricks here on 4th down, or whether they'll just take the field goal. It's looking like they're going for it. I'm telling you, that's how you got to beat Dan Campbell. This is a must-win for Kansas City. They're coming in here with full expectation that they have to out-Dan Dan. They have to win this one. I got a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of this. A lot of going for it on 4th down all day long. 4th and 3. Just over a minute and a quarter to play. We'll see what happens here. Noah Gray's in motion. Mahomes to throw. Sideline. He's got Worthy. He is Worthy. Touchdown, Kansas City. And the Chiefs strike in the end zone first. 6-3 Kansas City on 4th down. So the Chiefs' kingdom is erupting as the Chiefs will take an early lead. Xavier Worthy, this is just a simple route. As you see him just make a great move right off the bat. And it was a little bit inconspicuous. You couldn't really see it, but Juju Smith-Schuster, he's got a little bit of a pick there. That was a really well-designed offensive play for Kansas City going for it on 4th down. I actually really love the design of it. And Harrison Butker just absolutely shanked the extra point. It's 6-3. One job. That was bad. All right. Harrison Butker ruins the exclamation point. But the Kansas City Chiefs and Xavier Worthy were in fact worthy. 6-3 Chiefs have the early lead. Minute and 11 to play here in the first quarter. It's the quadruple one. That might come back to bite them. You never know. Rant about the lack of trick plays. Is there really been a lack, though? I don't know. It just seems like I'm avoiding doing the rants, but there was a fake punt earlier. In London, there was a fake punt. That's pretty, Always need more. Yeah, I mean, trick plays make life interesting. I loved that Lions play. Like, they just went full opposite spectrum. The 2 4th downs. The Lions went full trickeration, eye candy, surprise them, element of surprise. Chiefs just went beautifully executed traditional football play, it was an unbeatable scheme, honestly. Like, that was a beautifully called play, really drawn up. It was built for man coverage as well. So they did really well noticing what kind of defense was coming out onto the field. So the Bengals earlier apparently lost Mike Gesicki and Trey Hendrickson to injury, which I didn't know. I'm reading up on the injuries. Hopefully Trey Hendrickson's all right. Same for Mike Gesicki. Love Mike Gesicki. That's my man right there. I'd like to take this moment to recognize Travis Hunter. Welcome to the family. He was baptized at Celebration Church in Jacksonville, Florida, hours before the Jaguars' Sunday afternoon game against the Seattle Seahawks. So even though they may not have won the game, that's a win. That's a win right there. That's a win for the big part. That's welcome to the family, Travis Hunter. And we're back. Just had to give that little shout out there. Sorry. Yeah. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. And this one is a return to the 30-yard line by Craig Reynolds, where Jared Goff will take the field yet again. So I just saw it in passing. Thought I should say it. That I should give him a little shout out. I've never heard that happen actually, like before a game. Like I've never heard that as a headline. So that's awesome. Ooh. Goff under center. He'll toss it back to David Montgomery. Montgomery will get about 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Depending on the spot, that is. I'm like, 2nd and 6 again. Technology's having some schizophrenia over here. Epilepsy? It's epilepsy for me, schizophrenia for it. No, this isn't working. I command you to work. All right, we're back. Second and 7. Goff and shotgun. Montgomery still the back. Got right in motion. Goff to throw. And Goff's got a man open underneath, and instead he threads the needle to Sam Laporta for a first down. Into Chiefs territory with Sam Laporta, and this, I assume, will bring us to the end of the first quarter. That was a gain of 26. Thank you, NBC. All right, end of the first quarter. Chiefs 6, Lions 3. It's been interesting. The Lions took so much time of possession in the first quarter, but the Chiefs still have the lead. Quarterback comparison, Goff's 5 of 5 for 62. Mahomes 3 of 4 for 51 and a touchdown. We got 3 quarters left to go. We're only 45 minutes in. Whip up. All right. I will now be taking questions at this time. Or rant suggestions as well. I'll do that. It's at the end of a quarter. We got the freedom. Wait, what day is today? National Free Thought Day. That's it. Don't mind me. Until any suggestions come up in the chat, I'm going to read about the top candidates to replace James Franklin. Matt Rule, no. Oh, Kurt Signetti would be crazy. Matt Campbell's not leaving. Yeah. I don't know that Matty Diaz would take that job. Oh, Dan Mullen would totally take that job. That's one where it's like, oh yeah, Dan Mullins. That's going to be their coach, isn't it? Who knew? How high scoring would this game be? I got like somewhere around like plus or minus like 58, I would say. No, wait. Let me do Wait a minute. That math's not right. $55 plus or minus 55. We're going to go with that. I would say that's kind of the number. It's somewhere in that range. Rant about waffles. Waffles. Why don't people like waffles? Let's be real. Waffles are just convenient pancakes. Yet why do people always eat pancakes? And how is it that the House of Pancakes is better than the Waffle House? That's not fair to waffles. All right, there you go. Goff under center, handoff, David Montgomery. Montgomery as a whole, he was being held a bit there, and he's going to get 12 yards. I would call a penalty just out of spite for that one. Grabbed his jersey, pulled him back. Could have stopped it. That stopped his momentum a bit. I mean, waffles, they're literally just pancakes who hold your syrup. It's beautiful. Yet, honestly, International House pancakes better than Waffle House. I've only eaten at a Waffle House like once. But still, justice for waffles. Yep. Goff under center. Montgomery still the back. Montgomery bulldozes ahead for 6-7 yards. That hoo-hoo wasn't about anything Montgomery did. It was me watching Chris Jones get decked by one of the offensive linemen. He was trying to come in to make a big play, and he just got absolutely leveled by someone. Not sure who. You just kind of saw a big guy. Oh, they're about to show it. Because I know he just got... He's going Penei Sewell. Boom! Sit down. What are you trying to do, old man? That's my running back. Goff's going to go under center again. It's working right now. Why change the formula? They're going to go play action, though. Pressure coming, and he'll manage to get it off to St. Brown. St. Brown's got a couple men to beat. He can't. He'll go out of bounds after gain of 1. Brings up 3rd and 3. 13:30 to go in this first half. 3rd and short coming up. Leo Chenal read that play like a book. And I think that's part of what makes this Kansas City Chiefs defense as good as it is they got incredibly intelligent players back there. They can read the football as good as I'll get that in a second. As good as anyone else. 3rd and 3. That's why you need a professional studio, because everything keeps falling unless you're in a professional studio. Jared Goff to throw under a bit of pressure. He lasers one into Jameson Williams, who's in. Touchdown, Detroit. A beautiful play, beautiful throw, beautiful effort, incredible execution, and the Lions are back on top. Wow, that was a really great effort by Jameson Williams after the play to get the touchdown there. Snap to pass. It was pretty quick. Okay, it was pretty slow. It's 3.25. It was a slow play to develop, but I think he got it out pretty quickly regardless. So 9-6, extra point will make it a touchdown game. Well, not really, but still technically. Apparently, I'm loading, according to the bots. It's just I'm having trouble. Am I having trouble? It's just all they see. It's just that's about to be all they see. Bye. 9-6 Lions. Pending the extra point here from Jake Bates. Jake Bates has a very peculiar posture when he's about to kick. Like, he looks like he's staring at a spot in the dirt right before he kicks it. And he drains it there. So 10-6. Lions have the lead. Jameson Williams. He's the deep threat. But he said, I can do mid-range. I could be a mid-range threat. Maybe even a red zone threat. I can do it all. I can do it all. Touchdown Lions, 10-6. Chiefs ball when we come back. I'll fix this. Yes, there's a blanket here. And the remote fell again. Yeah, intimidating the dirt. Sorry, just making sure things didn't crash and burn there. Yeah, in professional studios, they have people who are supposed to catch the things you drop. There's just someone on the floor all the time that's just, it's like, got it, don't worry. Dropping stuff. Anything else? Questions, rants, anything? Come on, people. I really didn't come in with a plan here. Came in, I'm here to commentate the game. We're having a good time, but commercial breaks just going to get boring after a bit. Unless I start doing random accents from different parts of the United States. Which I'd rather not do. Lest I offend anyone from those particular areas of the United States. As if most of my fan base isn't just Florida. Rant on something about the draft. All right. Okay. Go look at the draft. Sorry. All right. Before we come back, let's talk about the quarterbacks in the NFL draft. This upcoming one. The one we're supposed to be talking about. And all these quarterbacks, they're saying, these 14 quarterbacks are going to get drafted in the first round all of a sudden. Coming into the season, we had 3. We got 3 names on the list. We had We had Drew Aller, we had Arch Manning, and we had Garrett Nussmeier. And suddenly we have 14, and neither of those 3 are in the 14. And suddenly we're looking at Dante Moore, we're looking at Fernando Mendoza, which they're both fantastic quarterbacks. I would be happy with both of them. But now we're throwing in other names. We got Garrett Nussmeier still being thrown around somewhere, even though he's been absolute hot trash to start the season for LSU. Then you look over at Lenore Sellers, who hasn't been any better for South Carolina. I mean, record is a quarterback set, and they're losing games. If you can't win with a bad team in college, how are you going to be expected to win with a bad team in the pros? I don't want to see Lenore Sellers in the top 3. I don't want to see Garrett Nussmeier in the top 10. And I really don't want to see Ty Simpson anywhere near the first round. Why? Because he's in a favorable situation. He's throwing to some of the best wide receivers in all the sport. It's exactly the same reason I don't want to see Julian Sayin anywhere in the draft over the next couple of years until he operates without one of the best wide receivers in the sport he's throwing to. Only quarterbacks I want to see in this draft getting drafted in the top 10, Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza. Everyone else could go take a back seat. All right. 1st and 10 for Kansas City. The return by Nico Remigio got to the 31. Mahomes drops back deep. He's under pressure. He'll spin out of the initial sack, and he somehow delivers to Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, to midfield. Wow. What a play by Mahomes. Somehow keeping the play alive to make that magic happen. He's just doing Mahomes things, as always. Aiden Hutchinson had him dead to rights, and he spins out. Trey Smith recovers very quickly, manages to pick him up on the back end. And then what a throw by Mahomes, and good concentration by Hollywood Brown as well. So they're into Detroit territory at about the 49-yard line. I'm shook. 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw. He'll throw underneath to Noah Gray. And Gray will get about 6 yards. He's one of the more underrated tight ends in the league. Because he's backing up Travis Kelce, but he's still an incredibly solid tight end. Any other team would be lucky to have him. 5 out of 5. Thank you. I learned from the best. I actually did. He's the one who was like, your rants are soft. I'm like, leave me alone. There's an injured Lion down on the play. It looks like another member of the secondary. If I'm not mistaken, it was Kirby Joseph, which doesn't bode well for the Lions. They've already had secondary troubles. In this one, so they just lost another safety. They just left a free safety, which means we might either see Thomas Harper. Thomas Harper is in his 2nd season at Notre Dame. Or Eric Hallett, who is in his 2nd season at Pitt. So interesting change there, but these Lions defense is beaten up. They just lost another big member of their defense. So this is tough luck. I hate this commercial. Sorry. Yeah, this is tough luck for the Lions. Without Kirby Joseph, they're going to be lacking. I'm telling you, Tyquan Thornton is going to rip off a 50-plus yard touchdown any second now. They're losing their safeties. Their secondary in general. Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay. But they're losing, like Kansas City's already kind of manipulating the 30 yards down the field area, but at this point you're just waiting for the time when the 50-yard line area is starting to get into reach, and right now it's looking awfully convincing that Kansas City's going to be able to just lob one up there, and it's just going to be wide open. Which one is it? Oh, the Chipotle commercial, not sponsored. I love their carne asada. I love it. It's amazing. It's my favorite thing to eat there. But it's never around when I'm in the vicinity of a Chipotle. So it's so frustrating. And now they have a red chimichurri sauce, which also looks amazing. So I'm just like stuck here. I'm just like, you keep showing this commercial. You mock my pain. I'm stuck eating like, not. Well, I mean, it is Mexican food. Like, it's good Mexican food. It's just not Chipotle, I'm still eating Mexican food. I'm just not eating Chipotle. So I don't get the carne asada because it's beautiful. It's amazing. I miss it. So, like, I don't even like this is bold, but I don't like most of the stuff at Chipotle in general. Most of it's, just okay. But, like, when the carne asada comes around, that's beautiful. I love that. I'll eat that every day. The chicken al pastor is not bad either. I love a lot of their specials. The one I wasn't happy with was the honey chicken. I'm like, this is gross. What is this? This is not Mexican. I'm like, which Mexican were you talking to? That was just my general. I didn't like the honey chicken. 2nd and 4. Mahomes to throw, and he's eventually going to be dragged out of Jack Campbell. So he kind of looked like he was running out of options there. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 coming up for Kansas City. Getting a report on Kirby Joseph right now. I'm not going to unmute it. Let's see what happened to Joseph. I really don't know. It's worrisome because that didn't appear to be contact. Third and 4 for Kansas City. Mahomes hands the ball off to Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt is going to not get there. Alex Anzalone, a little bit of pushing and shoving after the play. I would throw the flag there. That was a little bit extra. Then again, I'm a harsh referee. So Alex Anzalone makes the tackle there on Kareem Hunt. That was a beautiful job just stuffing the gap. He was with him all the way. Then great tackle. I know he's probably not getting credit for the tackle because he didn't technically finish it, but that's evil because that was all Alex Anzalone. 4th and 1. Mahomes hands the ball off to Hunt. This time, Kareem Hunt's got it. So an aggressive approach from Kansas City. Here were 10 minutes to go till halftime. Kirby Joseph's heading to the locker room. Yeah, something popped. It looked like his knee. I wouldn't be surprised if he tore his ACL or something. Maybe Achilles. It just didn't feel like a landing or anything. It just seemed like he planted wrong and something just popped. So you've had Chipotle choice. You should go now. Get the carne asada. It's beautiful. I don't know about the red chimichurri sauce, so I would get it without it for now, but maybe just get it anyway. Mahomes and a little whoa, and we got actually a lot happening. Mahomes is going to run it himself, and he'll slide down at about the 25-6 yard line of Detroit. So we saw a handoff to Worthy, who shoveled it backwards. I'm sorry. I got to see this again. I don't even remember the players. So it's to Pacheco, to Worthy, back to Mahomes, and Mahomes then ran it with Pacheco kind of blocking the way a bit, although Pacheco totally whiffed there. As I heard, aged significantly in the last 30 seconds here. So Pacheco is going to get the call, and he won't get much of anywhere. Should be 2nd and 10, but it looks like they're going to give him an overly generous spot. 8:35 to go till halftime. Chiefs this time starting to wind the clock. 2nd and 8 for Kansas City. We have not seen a punt yet today, by the way. This is my kind of game. Mahomes to throw. He's under pressure. Anzalone. Oh, sorry. That's Hutchinson forces the fumble. And it will be recovered by Kansas City. So Aiden Hutchinson came in. And he got the strip sack there. But he did recover the fumble. Oh. That was just a disruptive play by Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, look at him there. He doesn't even look like he's rushing. And that's such a mismatch. That's ridiculous. That's just bullying. He needs to get flagged for bullying and holding. Noah Gray had no shot. Like, he was doomed from the beginning. That is such a mismatch. Look at his zone from Collins. What's going? Mahomes dumps it off to Juju Smith-Schuster. Smith-Schuster making a lot out of nothing. And he'll get 17 yards into the red zone. They're going to be shy of yards. It's going to be 4th and short. Hey, go for it. Why not? Yeah, in case you don't like Chris Collinsworth, like apparently you, just come here. I'm more entertaining. That's as much as I can promise, pretty much. I'm more entertaining than Chris Collinsworth. All right, 4th and 1. Next Gen Stats says go for it. I say go for it. Therefore, go for it. It's just, come on. It's like there's just someone in the booth. It's got one eye on me, one eye on Next Gen Stats, and like they both say go for it. We know what we have to do. Oops. Cool. All right. Go for it. Go for it. Look at those couple of guys just chatting in the booth. If only I had another guy. Nah, it's fine. I'm getting really used to it. Like, I actually tried to do a commentary, and people talk so slowly. Like, I did something with someone. I'm like, dude, you talk slow. Speed up. People got things to say. And I'm like, I used to be really bad at doing one-person commentaries. I've gotten significantly better. Like, I can fill space. Like, I did not used to be able to talk with 3.5 hours. Mahomes on 4th and 1. He does a little backward spiral, rolls to his right. Pressure coming. He throws on the run. It's incomplete. And a great defensive play by Harper. They targeted the guy who replaced Kirby Joseph, and he made him pay. That was Thomas Harper. And a really great defensive play there by Harper. Wow. That's a good defensive play. Welcome to Detroit, my friend. I mean, that was a smart move. Holmes, that's a mismatch there. Xavier Worthy on the new guy. On the new kid. The kid in town says, "I don't want to mess with me. I'm from the streets." That's a line from a show. Sorry. What is that thing? Oh. All right. So Thomas Harper with the breakup there. Let's learn a little bit about Thomas Harper. Went to Notre Dame. To Notre Dame. Smooth 2 videos. Play 2 times speed. I know. It's crazy. So Thomas Harper on his first season in Las Vegas. He had an interception there. That was probably his big moment. He had half a sack. And managed 26 total tackles, 13 on his own and 13 as an assist. 2 pass defended, make that 3 just right now on that play. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's crazy. We were doing like basketball. We were doing a basketball playoff game. And I'm sitting there and he's talking. I'm like, aren't you going to say that Tyrese Halliburton has the ball? Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Like I was just screaming on the inside. And so by the end, I was the only one talking. And they were like, "Oh, no, you did great, man. You did great." I'm like, "No, I talked for way too long. I'm sorry." They're like, "No. Perfectly chill guys. They do have their YouTube channels. I won't shut them out because I didn't get, haven't talked to them." But that was funny. Yeah. Collab coming soon, secretly. We're secretly a really interconnected fan base. Secretly, we're just super connected. It's just like 7 of the most popular minor commentating broadcasters are actually, it's like Grassi and Perna, but not. But Kyle and some other guy. Did that say set your DVR? Ugh, how old are we? I can't believe Notre Dame's already is 13th. I'm sorry. That's a rant right there. Kyle and Kelvin. I don't know a Kelvin. Try again. There is a Kelvin Shepard as the defensive coordinator, Detroit, coming into this one. Jahmyr Gibbs with a 5-yard run there. See the new guy, Harper. He's a safety. He's playing high safety here. As you see, Worthy cuts down. And Harper, what awareness from him, by the way. I mean, he originally is back up with Noah Gray, and then he just closes in on Worthy. Just a really great defensive play. Wow, I don't know a Kelvin. No, I don't know a Kelvin. I don't know a Kevin either. I only know Kelvin Shepard. No, I really don't think I know a Kevin. I'm the one from Minions. Gibbs will take the handoff, and he'll be stuffed by Leo Chenal. So 3rd and 5. Might be seeing our first punt coming up for Detroit, unless they can convert here, which they've been pretty solid on so far. I didn't know that was the Lions guy's name. Yeah, their new coordinators are... Oh, who's the offense? I will remember in like 2 seconds. Don't worry. 3rd and 4. Goff to throw. Jared Goff. He's under pressure. He steps up in the pocket. To his left. He'll take it himself. He'll get the first down. Jared Goff. First down, Detroit. Keeping the drive alive. And a really good job there by Jared Goff. Just extending the play. Love to see it. Hey Siri, who is the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions? I can't believe I forgot his name. I said it like 2 seconds ago. That didn't help at all. That's their roster. I formation, handoff, Gibbs. Gibbs has a hole. Jahmyr Gibbs is in the open field, and he'll get down at the 48-yard line. Good run by Sonic. Kelvin Shepard. Give me 2 seconds. Like, I have it written down, which sounds crazy, but I do. Right. It's John Morton. So Dan Campbell, John Morton, and Kelvin Shepard. 1st and 10 from the Detroit 48-yard line. I formation again. Goff, handoff, Gibbs. Gibbs tries to make a nice cut. Instead, he'll get... Oh, he's still on his feet. I didn't even see him. He escaped the pile, and he gets 6 yards. And another strong run from Jahmyr Gibbs. He kind of just appeared. I'm like 90% certain he was at the bottom of that pile. Let's see what happened here. He's there, and suddenly he's not there. And Penei Sewell has him, pushes him forward an extra few yards. He did. He just teleported. 2nd down and 3 or 4. 4. 2nd for Detroit. Goff under center. Now Montgomery is the back. Same run in motion. Play action pass. Goff under pressure. He spikes it. Oh, Montgomery was there. Okay. I was like, intentional grounding? So good awareness by Jared Goff throwing the ball away. But pressure really got to him there. They just got absolutely barraged. Speaking of Shepherd's pie or chicken pot pie, neither. I don't like meat pies at all either. The answer is no. 3rd and 4. Montgomery is the running back. He'll hand it off to Montgomery, and David Montgomery is going to be spun shy. Great play by Trent McDuffie. I'm not a fan of that play call by John Morton, but they're going for it. La-di-da. Chicken pot pie all the way. Soft every dough. I've only had one kind of. Sorry, what? What is that? I'll go look at that in a second. I'm sorry, I just noticed something on my wall. I don't know what it is. It's scaring me. Okay. 4th and 2. See if you can spot it too. 4th and 2. Goff to throw on 4th down under pressure, and it's incomplete. To Amon-Ra St. Brown. Good defense by Kansas City, so the Chiefs will take over. So we saw back-to-back scores, back-to-back scores, and then back-to-back turnover on downs for these two squads. So the Chiefs and the Lions are 10 I don't know what I was going with that. 10-6 Lions lead. We got just over 2 minutes to play. I'm going to go check on what that is. Give me just a second. I just don't see anything. Is it just something on the computer? Am I going crazy? It's just something on the computer. I was like, what is that? I thought it was the world's largest spider on my wall. I was like, oh no. No punts though, yeah. As I was saying, chicken pot pie. Only chicken pot pie I've ever had was Metro Diner's chicken pot pie. And it was okay. I just don't like meat pie. I think it was Metro Diner. I think so. I just don't like chicken pot pie. It's like, welcome back to the near it. You got a filter at home. That was weird. I'm like, what is that on my screen? All right. 2:42 until the half. I'm reading stats. Ravens' chances this year, low. They're in trouble. But they did say Lamar's coming back for week 8, which is good. They need that. But they can't lose more than like 2-3 more games. It's a tough AFC this year. You got teams competing that really shouldn't be competing, like, Colts, Jaguars, Patriots, really everyone. Most of the teams that shouldn't be competing are competing. But thankfully the Ravens have like a pillow schedule to get him warmed up with. They got the Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, Jets, Bengals. Then they get a tough one with the Steelers. That's a must-win in Baltimore. Then they get the Bengals again. Which at that point, they're probably going to have Burrow back, so that might be interesting. Then they have the Patriots, which could be a fun game. And then Packers and Steelers to close off. So they got a little bit of time to get Lamar cooking again. So, if they do that, but they really just can't afford to lose many more games if you're Baltimore. But they're expecting him back by week 8. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there in Baltimore. 1st and 10. Mahomes will dump it down to Pacheco, who's going nowhere. Alex Anzalone. He's all over the place today. You're showing Chris Jones again. He's bringing continuous pressure. I get it. He's good. It's like whenever the Packers play and all the commentators are like, Micah Parsons is in the game. I'm like, can I just assume that Micah Parsons is in the game? Just tell me when he does something. Spent most of the game doing nothing. 2nd and 10. Mahomes throws deep. Did he get it in bounds? He did. 1st down, Marquise Brown. Incredible. He's a good player. He's not the only player. From a commentated perspective, I think it's false to just remind us every time he's on the field. Like, he's a good player, but he's not there every play. I don't consider it incredibly relevant information to say that he's on the field. Unless he's doing something, I don't really care. It's a results game. And right now, all he is kind of a face. Now, I'm not saying he's not a great player. He's a generational talent. I love the Cowboys. I liked it. I traded him just now as well to Green Bay. I still like him. Just saying, I don't really need to know that. It's not necessary information. Just saying. Sorry. Now that's a rant. But like, Micah did nothing. Like he did nothing against Cincinnati. He had 3 tackles. That's it. Like he had a very uneventful game. And it felt like every time I was tuning in, they're like, Micah Parsons is checking into the game. I'm like, what? And like, I don't care. He's not doing anything. He's walking. He's living. He's breathing. Tell me when he does something. Every good play has been entirely thanks to him. That's what it sounds like. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't, like, I don't know why it is. Because the Packers are fine. They're a good team. There's a lot of things they need to do better. And their defense is still very good. Even without him, they're fine. But he hasn't added very much to the Packers defense. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad trade. He's still having a great year, but he just hasn't been very good to start off. He only has 11 total tackles this year. The 2.5 sacks is beautiful. That makes him worth it just in and of itself. But he just hasn't had the immediate impact that it sounds like he's having based on everyone's reaction on a daily basis. They're like, oh my goodness, he's on the field. He's going to get a sack and an interception and a fumble on the same play. But he's just a human. Like, he can't do that. He has good production, but he's having a bit of a down year. If you look at his total tackles percentage, he's not flying everywhere. You'll be eating breakfast shortly. Exactly. I don't like that. I don't need to know that. Like, he did nothing. Honestly, it was just like the story of the Packers game against the Bengals. What are they doing? They're doing nothing. Fun statistic, the Packers have scored 27 points in 3 games this season. Just a random tidbit. Anyway, Chiefs at the 42-yard line at the 2-minute warning, down by 4. Handoff Isaiah Pacheco, and he's wrestled down after a gain of 1. Kirby Joseph's back in the game and making himself felt. I did not expect to see him back. He was barely walking, and he just absolutely manhandled Isaiah Pacheco on that one. He WWE'd him. And Rocky Sin makes a tackle on Travis Kelce, who makes a catch at a gain 9. Every one of our wins, my new favorite number. Yeah. Although 40 looked awfully nice. 1:20 to go. Dan Campbell's not using his timeouts. So it looks like we might be heading into halftime after this drive from Kansas City. 1st and 10. From the Detroit 32. Lions defense has been stoic thus far. Mahomes throws deep. Where was he going? Incomplete. That one just slips out of his hand, I guess. It's good defense by Detroit. Brings up 2nd and 10. Total plays this game so far, the Lions have 28, the Chiefs have 23. If you divide 27 by 27, there's that. That's good. Time of possession, the Lions have 6 more minutes than the Chiefs. They've dominated in that aspect. Aiden Hutchinson made a great move. It's not going to matter, but Travis Kelce drops the pass, so it'll bring up 3rd and 10. Sorry. Taylor Swift's boyfriend drops the pass, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10. You guys listen to her new album? No, I'm kidding. I didn't. Mahomes looks disappointed, really. He just looks disappointed. 3rd down conversion, they're 0 for 3. They have an average of 10 yards to go, which means when they're getting 3rd down, it means they're not having much luck on 1st and 2nd. Lions, heavy pressure. Mahomes throws deep. He overshoots Kelce, and there's a flag. And they're going to be pass interference on Rock Ya-Sin, which will give the Chiefs 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. I don't know. Let me see. I mean, it's great pressure by Detroit, but let me see up there. That's equal. Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, he didn't turn his hand back. Maybe holding. Yeah, he definitely held. But I don't know that was going to be completed anyway. Mahomes kind of missed him. Mahomes to throw, rolls to his right. He's got a completion to Kelsey, who's upended at the 1. Rock Ya-Sin got a little revenge there with a big tackle. But Kelsey still's got the last laugh because Kansas City's at the 1-yard line with 40 seconds to play until the halftime. Come on, Dan. There you go. I'm telling you, they're watching me. I was just like, Dan, what are you doing? Call your timeout. Get your guys an extra chance. You're moving the ball very well. Yeah, Rock Ya-Sin for this. I'm not listening. I don't know. Like, I really don't care. Music in general, I'm like, I listen to music, obviously. Like, I listen to study, but I don't listen to, like, fresh pop, like, breakup songs or anything like that. It's just not what I listen to. Like, if I'm trying to make conversation with young people, that's, like, the first thing I'll bring up is, like, what was your favorite song from the new album? And they'll answer something. I'm like, oh, yeah. Pretending to be young, you know. I feel ancient. Like, I'm not that old, okay? Like, I feel old. Like, it might just be that I hang around younger people most of the time, but I'm like, why am I so old? And sometimes even around older people, I'm like, man, you guys are childish. Noah Gray in motion out of the backfield. Lions jumped, and Mahomes is going to walk in for a touchdown. That's going to count. That's a touchdown. Lions jumped. They've got to be faster to the play than that. Yeah, that's going to be a touchdown, Kansas City. Yeah, offsides on the defense. That penalties decline. Result of the play is a touchdown. You got to be better than that. That is just an undisciplined football. All right. So the Chiefs will take the lead. I don't know what happened. They all just kind of just sat there. Like, I mean, they knew they jumped offside. Alex Anzalone was like, false start. It was not a false start. Very clearly jumped offside there. And that's going to cost them 3 points. Extra point is going to be good this time. So it'll be a 3-point Chiefs lead. They got 37 seconds. A lot can happen. Lions still out of timeout. It actually, there might be time. You're saying there's a chance. There actually might be time here to potentially get down, to at least get 3 points back on the board. How many people do you hang out with that make you feel old? Like, I'm constantly being called old. Like, it's awful. Live a day in my shoes, okay? I don't mind it that much because, like, I got a good feeling I would be able to get into, like, an R-rated movie and no one would even bat an eye. I'm like, I hate you all. I'll make old references and older people. Those are the time than I am. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't like that. Because then there's like a bunch of like I'm not at university yet or college yet, and so whenever I go over, they're just talk to some college kids, and they're like, "Oh, hey, you coming to the pub later?" No, I'm not actually. It's terrible. They just make me feel old. Like, I don't look that old. Come on now. Surely. I don't want to know what's happening in this commercial. I don't want to know. I understand that it's like a pistachios commercial, but I don't want to know. Why you're not in Florida? Figure out someday. I'm not that old. This is crazy. It's like, guess what? Guess what? This is something that makes me laugh. People are like, oh, this has happened before. This is not the first time people are like, you have a YouTube channel. Are you in college? I'm like, no, if I'm in college, I'm not gonna use I'm not gonna have the YouTube channel probably. I'm gonna be doing like stuff for a network, like for the school network or for local stuff. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this here. Like, this is just, I'm very mysterious. I'm secretly Italian. No, I'm not. Don't partially, but not. No, I'm not. I am in Florida sometimes. It's not most of the time. Craig Reynolds on the return will get out to the 20, 22, 32, 32. Seem young. You don't seem accomplished enough that I assume you must be. Oh, I think you said. Or madam. I shouldn't assume. Though I feel like we're past that point, honestly. Goff has had a lot of time to throw today. That's just basically what next gen's saying right now. He's got a lot of time, and he's very accurate when he's got a lot of time. Fair. So yeah, that's what I thought. 1st and 10. 28. Or from the 32, sorry. They'll hit Laporta 5 yards and out of bounds. 28-yard line. That's how you win. Quick little dump it down, get 5 yards, get out of bounds. Here's a bold prediction. Isaac Tesla is getting the ball. We haven't seen him at all today. I'm predicting Isaac Tesla. He's going to run a route like 20 yards down the field. That's where the ball is going. St. Brown in motion. Or it's just going to St. Brown again. Oh, that was a terrible decision. Didn't like that. All right, so Lions called their last time out, which means they got 22 seconds. They got two options. They keep playing the sidelines, or they can throw one shot deep and have Jake Bates ready to run. It feels more like a Dan Campbell thing to do to the second one. Just take a couple of deep shots. Like, deep shot, I mean like 20, 30 yards. And then get Jake Bates to just run onto the field and kick the field goal as time expires. Interesting scenario. All right. We'll see how this plays out. 3rd and 2. Tesla in motion. A little bit of confusion on the line. They're trying to point out that Leo Chenal is coming for a blitz, and he is. And Goff has to step up, rolls to his right slightly, and overthrows everyone. 4th and 2. Got a punt here. Yeah, you got a punt here. No risk taken this late. So this will likely take us to halftime in just a moment. And the Kansas City Chiefs will be leading by 3. So a little bit of sloppy play by the Lions towards the end of the first half. We saw the just lack of effort play on the Chiefs touchdown where you don't give up on a play. Wait, is this the moment of truth that I was telling you about, Remigio touchdown? He's calling for a catch, isn't he? Yeah. All right, to the 10-yard line, 10 seconds. I wouldn't be totally surprised if Mahomes just takes a knee here. He is, yeah. So just taking a knee and taking us into halftime. With a 3-point lead, they should get the ball back first. Kirby Joseph, is he injured or is he not injured? Oh, no, he's not injured. They're showing his rehab. Kirby Joseph. He's been incredible. Like, I'm shocked that he made it back into the game. Like, really shocked. But he's made it back in quite the fashion. So the Chiefs will take their knee. Love Pacheco being at the goal line. It's really funny. It's like, in case things go terribly wrong. All right, so the Chiefs will head into halftime with a 3-point lead over the Detroit Lions. 13-10. Chiefs are receiving the second half kickoff with the potential to go up 10 points. Look at every picture of every room on earth until I find that one ceiling. Find that one. I'll go home just in case. Yeah, do that right there. You'll never find me. You'll never find me. You'll never find me. I move too much. It's actually 10 different houses with the same wall. I'm secretly from... I shouldn't say. I was doing like the Russian accent. I'm like, I am secretly from Czechoslovakia. I'm not. Yeah, Puka went down with injury. Fred Warner went down. Bad news in the NFC West, which has been incredibly competitive so far. I gotta refill that. At some point, I feel like Tom must remember me. Like, Tom Grassi's got to remember me, right? Because I feel like he's just like, he scrolls in, he'll pop in and be like, oh, no, I remember this guy. I was here last year. Shouldn't do it again, surely. Then we just wait. We'll just wait. I'm going to wait until like the 6-minute mark. And I'm going to take off. Then at that point, it's like, how does he not do that? Like, funny thing is, one of the people I was talking about earlier, you know, like you know, like I was talking about how I did the basketball thing. One of them that got rated by Tom Grassi like a month ago during a commentary on Thursday Night Football. I'm like, why? Kelvin. It's not Kelvin. It's not his name. It's crazy to me that Notre Dame's 13th. Wild. And we'll just sit here. I'll go on random. Melvin. It's not. You're not close. You're not close either. There's just there's nothing there. Yeah, no, you're not getting the job done. I need to do a rant or something. Or just a question. Just ask random questions. I really don't care. What is up with this? This thing that has happened in recent memory. Why is there nothing upsetting happening in the world? Come on. All right, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the draft one was pretty good. Yeah, I was taught to always start all my rants with, you know what really heats me up, or you know what really grinds my gears, you know, something corny and Midwestern like that. That's how I was taught. Like, bacon matey. Actually, that's how I was taught to do it. It's just open up, be, you know. What was the other one that was like, you know, there was the one that was like supposed to make fun of England or something, because they were making fun of how all the international games were terrible, and someone was like, you know what really gets my knickers in a twist? And I'm like, that's amazing. That's the best one yet. Yeah. All right. How much time we got? Tom. We'll just start singing the Imperial March, but just Tom. Still got these glasses from that one last time we were in Honolulu Blue. Come on over. If only I had a real voice changer, then this would sound so much cooler. Until then, I could just do this. I could just get really close to the microphone and just this is your captain speaking. We got a pretty clear sky coming around. Make sure to buckle your seatbelts and if you have any questions, just let the flight crew understand what's going on. Copy. Should be arriving at like 3-ish local time. And if we don't, you're just gonna miss your flight. Hopefully you don't have any connecting flights. I'm a first-time pilot today, so enjoy your ride. If there's any turbulence, just really tighten your seatbelts. And have a great rest of your day. I'm your captain, and I'm speaking. Bye. What is the Florida version? You know what really puts my gator in a pool? I don't know. It's probably something like, you know what really puts my Florida in a man? You know what really puts the Florida in these headlines? Where's the gas pedal? Suddenly I'm like Mike McDaniel. I'm just Mike McDaniel now. But slightly better coach. These glasses are cool. I like these glasses. They're just they're cool and they only cost $2, which is like $1 million less than McDaniel's cost. He's got Ray-Bans. I'm like, I got Spirit Halloween. That was good. $2. Yeah. Cha-ching, that's a steal of a deal. I will say these glasses make me look old. I look old in these. All right, Tom never showed up. We're at the 5-minute mark. Therefore, I must leave and get water so that my voice doesn't sound like this for the rest of the time. If things look good, what is a brand name matter? True. I gotta go get water. Then that's pretty much it. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Let me know if the viewer count changes any. Christopher. Well, no, I don't think that's the right voice. Is it? I'm not sure. Getting lost. I'm a voice actor. 2 minutes. Bye. I'm not done yet. I just wanted to see. It was almost a walking impression. Yeah. I wasn't sure if that was the right voice. I was like, wait. No, but it truly is. I'm trying not to go down. Wait, no. What's the line from the show? Mama, I know you told me not to fly over volcanoes, but I did it anyway. And now I'm coming back home to you. I'm not very good at it. All right, I'll be back in like another minute. Unless Tom. No. All right. Shame on Tom. Imagine he is just here. He's like, how dare he? All right. Now we're dual wielding. I can see perfectly now. All right. We're back. We got 34 seconds. Chillax. All right, yeah. Just gonna lay here. Oh, just gonna lay back, relax, just my head. Comfortable. Now would be the time for like any questions or I don't even know if you can hear me from this far. I assume so. Any questions or rants? Now would be the time because the game comes back in like 5 seconds. They're doing the recap like right now. The Chiefs have a 3-point lead. Over the Lions. 13-10. Chiefs are receiving the second half kickoff. Chance to get up big. Start of the third quarter, 13-10. Patrick Mahomes, what's that? Lions offense, 92 rush yards, most in the first half this season. And they're hit behind the line of scrimmage on only 24% of rushes, which is a season low. The Chiefs aren't quite putting the pressure on them that they need to. Get my chair. Oh, Patrick Mahomes has had his 4th touchdown run of the season, which ties his career high of 2022. I really don't. Is that crazy? Is that like the entire season? Because he's already outpacing. It's only week 6. He's gotten to do more with his legs than he's ever had to do before at this point. Headset's back on, and therefore the voice is back. Not that this is the voice, but it is a voice. Jake Bates to kick off, to start off the second half for the Lions and Chiefs. And we're underway. 30 more minutes of football starts now. Turn from Nico Remigio. Remigio is trying to get to the outside. Instead, he's taken down by the exceptional special teams crew of Detroit at their own 19-yard line. Here's Dan Campbell. I want to hear what he has to say, actually. inspirational words there from Dan Campbell. We're so freaking close, only 3 points away, and this game would be flipped on its head. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're good. So I was chilling on this totally not couch right here. Second and inches for the Chiefs after the 9-yard run from Pacheco. Handoff again to Pacheco. Pacheco's got a hole, and he'll head to the 38-yard line. First and 10 for Kansas City. So Kirby Joseph, is he in there? Travis Kelce got a little rolled up on the end there. See his ankles. His ankle gets caught up under him. Hopefully he's all right after that one. He looks fine. Yeah, he's Travis Kelce. He's a big, tough guy. It's good practice for when Taylor Swift eventually breaks up with him. Anyway, Mahomes to throw. He'll dump underneath to Noah Gray. And Noah Gray plows forward for, give him like 20. Give him like 20. 20 yards. So first and 10 again for Kansas City. Barely missing a beat here in the second half. Gosh, that narrows down his location. It really doesn't. Again, I think Noah Gray is one of the better tight ends in the league. I feel like he's incredibly underrated. First and 10. Badly executed play action. Mahomes to his right. Shovels incomplete. So third to bring up third and 10. Feels like, no, is this just second and 10? No, this is third and 10. Third and 10, right? Yeah, third and 10. Second and 10. What down is it? All right, second and 10. Best hair in the NFL. Who? Trevor Lawrence? Yeah. Andy Reid's mustache? Yeah. Oh, wait, Alex Anzalone? Best hair. You're right. If that's who you were talking about. I don't know about Travis Kelce. Isaiah Pacheco? No, I don't know. I'm just trying to go through the players and the teams and figured who's got the best hair. Mahomes to throw on second and 10. He'll throw in the middle. He's got it completed to Travis Kelce for a gain of 13 and a first down. So the Chiefs, another first and 10. See whether he actually caught it. And Dan Campbell doesn't throw the challenge flag. There are flags on the play. Mahomes scrambling. He's going to take off. And he'll get into the red zone if it stands. Anzalone inspired the question. He could be Lawrence's twin. He could be, yeah. I don't think he caught that. He should have thrown the challenge flag. Because that is incomplete. Yeah, I just gave him the first down. All right, so Kansas City is into the red zone on this opening drive of the second half. That's a missed opportunity by Dan Campbell to potentially pin the Chiefs at third and long. It's been 6 plays, 61 yards in only 3 minutes' time. The Chiefs are moving quickly. They're moving efficiently. First and 10 from the 20. 2 backs in the backfield. And it'll be a screen to Kareem Hunt. And Kareem Hunt will maneuver his way to the 9-yard line of Detroit for a first and goal to go coming up for Kansas City. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so first and goal here is the Lions defense not off to a good start here in the second half. So far, Kansas City's just having their way with them. And the way they're doing it is different from most teams against Detroit. They tend to go overhead, and I was expecting a little more overhead as well. We're seeing a little jet sweep action from Marquise Brown, and get your cameras out because he's the Hollywood red carpet. Touchdown, Kansas City. Hollywood Brown. And the Chiefs take a 9-point lead in the second half. And a beautifully designed jet sweep here. You see Brown in motion. He goes right, goes left, completely breaks down the coverage of Detroit. He loses his guy somewhere along the way. I don't know, 23, I believe it was, in the secondary. He just lost track of him. Kirby Joseph gets knocked down by Travis Kelce. Great blocking all around, well-executed play by Kansas City. So the extra point from Harrison Butker is up, and it is right down the middle, 20-10. The Chiefs got a 10-point lead over the Lions. And the Kingdom is feeling I don't know where it's going. Feeling it. They're feeling it. Yeah. They're hyped up as Marquise Brown gets in the end zone. So Chiefs have a lead. They're fighting for their lives right now. More than anything else. When you get a text message through your Do Not Disturb. Crazy. That never happens. So like the two people who go through your Do Not Disturb actually message. Oh, it's funny. So the Chiefs are up 20. Take a look at our statistics brought to you by the Fibonacci sequence. It's like the only thing we brought to you by Patrick Mahomes. He's only thrown 5 incompletions today. He's got 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the ground so far, the Lions have been the more dominant team. Jahmyr Gibbs leading the way with 59 yards on the ground. But Jared Goff, he's also got a really good completion percentage. He's 9 of 12 for 93 and a touchdown. So these quarterbacks, they're both showing their impressive accuracy out there tonight. Mahomes, meanwhile, is spreading the ball around very efficiently. He's targeted 8 different receivers, and he's completed at least one pass to all of them. He's got Pacheco, Worthy, Brashard Smith, Kareem Hunt, Noah Gray, Hollywood Brown, Smith-Schuster, and Kelce. What? So he's spreading the ball around really nicely compared to Detroit, who has only Jared Goff's only targeted 4 receivers and only completed passes to 3 of them. If you guess which 3 you get, no money because it's not very hard. Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, and Amon-Ra St. Brown have been the only guys able to get open for Detroit. He's become Ash Ketchum. He gotta catch them all. Get it. All right. So the Chiefs up by 10. Lions are getting the ball back 11-18 in this third quarter. There's still a lot to go here in this game. It's far from over. But the Lions, they got to pick up the pace defensively. They have not been up to the standard that we've seen of the Lions previous to this game, like the game they had against Baltimore. Exhaustion is setting in. All right. Goff got open. Let's see. Bush took it away. Yep. They should have had the touchdown. Oh, here it is. Speaking of, he would have been the 4th target. 4th guy to catch a pass. Drops have been an issue. Amon-Ra St. Brown frustrated. Lions offense, they got to clean up a little. Honestly, that's been the big problem. Their offense hasn't been the cleanest. Their execution hasn't been flawless, and their defense has a lot of holes. Hand off to Gibbs. And Gibbs will get about 6 yards. He's been about the only bright spot of this offense so far. 2nd and 4. Chris Collinsworth took off his jacket. Ugh, amateur. Amateur, never take off your jacket. I really don't care. Just it's clear in the air there. Hand off Gibbs. Gibbs is not going to get the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. Leo Chenal. See him, he does a really good job of plugging the run. He's been doing this all game long. He's been tracking the running back. And, they've gotten a few big runs, big chunk plays from Gibbs and Montgomery both. But Chenal's done a generally nice job of keeping the run contained. St. Brown in motion from right to left. Chiefs showing blitz. And they bring 5. Lions throw over the middle, and it's St. Brown for a gain of 4 and a first down. So Detroit playing a little cautious here. They got a lot of little slants. They have a little bit of a safety blanket going on. They're not trying to take too many risks at this point. And you'll see what I mean is because Laporta was also kind of a bit of a safety blanket, just a little deeper. Quick little screen outside, abusing the soft zone of Jameson Williams. He'll get more than a first down. He'll get about 15 on the play. That's just smart play calling. It's just good read. I'm not sure if that was the designed play, but good job regardless of whoever made the decision there in the moment to just read the coverage. He was wide. Oh yeah, it was Williams. It was Williams in the moment. He's wide open. He calls him. He's like, "Hey, I'm open," and he immediately gets the screen. So good job by Jameson Williams communicating with Jared Goff to get that play to happen. Goff under center. Gibbs is the back. Bunch set. Handoff to Gibbs. Leo Chenal blows it up again. He's going to get only 2 more yards. 2nd and 8. Tired. Maybe you need a snicker. Maybe you need a nothing. It's just what I say every time I think of anything. Hangry? Maybe you just need to insert popular candy brand. 2nd and 8 for the Lions into Kansas City territory. It'll be a little dump off to Gibbs, who's going to be pushed out of bounds for a big loss. That's Drew. It's a loss of 3. That one was blown up from the beginning. Great defense by Kansas City. I mean, their linebackers are balling out right now. Tranquil, Bolton, Chenal, they're all absolutely just they're getting to the second layer really quickly. Like Chenal is just reading the running back. He doesn't really have to worry about a spy. He's more like a running back spy, which is very fascinating. 3rd and 11. They're throwing here. Looks like Bolton might be coming on blitz. Maybe McDuffie on the corner blitz. We'll see. They rush a lot. They're going to throw a screen to Williams, and he's blown up by Brian Cook. That was a beautifully read screen. And as I said, the Chiefs are playing a very intelligent defense right now. As that was just a very smart move by Brian Cook as he just comes in like a torpedo to blow him up. So the Lions will be punting for the 2nd time. And the Chiefs have potentially the chance to make this put it away, basically. 17 points is tough. Nico Remigio barely fields it at the 7. Mahomes will have 93 yards to go to the end zone. When we come back, it's my feelings about this game right now. About watching the Lions offense. See, that was more my feelings about watching that game in London. Jeez, that was awful. It's a terrible game. Like to the game, like digital editions, like more like on the score bug, or like for me, I can't do any of that stuff. I assume you mean like NBC and stuff. What is up with all these Chipotle commercials, man? Any visuals? Biggest one that I miss, because I feel like they've stopped showing the angle, is the pylon cam. Like, it's relevant, but I feel like they've gotten rid of him because I just don't see him as often. Same for, like, the chain gang camera. We don't have that very much. Like, we want to see that angle, see whether he actually got the first down, got the touchdown. But it's tough to tell without that, so I think they need that. It's not really visual, though. I like being constantly updated on the statistics without having to look them up myself. So that's something. That's pretty much it. I don't like change very much. Just leave it as it is. I was kind of upset when CBS changed their score bug. So that was it. I mean, it's a good score. It's still a good score bug. I'm just like, they changed it. Why? Just me being annoying about it. I'm like, why'd they change it? They're showing Aiden Hutchinson having some trouble getting to the quarterback today. He's had his work cut out for him on the Kansas City offensive line by Jalen Moore in his first start of the season. He's only allowed one pressure. He's done a nice job. Who is the best quarterback? CBS. It just is CBS. You can't beat him. Can try, but Fox has the worst. CBS is the best. It's always been the case, really. Although I don't mind NBC. It's not terrible. See, look, Kelvin Shepard, first season as Lions defensive coordinator. 6:12 to go here in the third quarter. 2nd and 7 for Kansas City at their own 10-yard line. Worthy in motion. Mahomes to throw. Mahomes rolls to his left, under pressure, will throw on the run, and it is too difficult to reel in for Isaiah Pacheco. It'll go incomplete, 3rd and 7 coming up for Kansas City. How much longer? Game kind of slowed down after that first quarter, huh? $5:54 to play here in the third. This one, I'm yawning too much. You got to mute every time I yawn now. It's getting awkward. Kelsey in motion on the top of your screen. Mahomes to throw. He'll hit Kelsey, who bobbles it and catches it, and will get the first down at their own 27-yard line is where he's going to be spotted. Gain of 17 on the play. Concentration by Kelsey there, being able to make the grab. He never had that. Like, he clapped a little too quickly, but good job, good concentration, being able to grab that. Great job by Taylor Swift's boyfriend, fiance, husband, whatever. 1st and 10, Mahomes to throw. He'll step up in the pocket, and he's gonna have to just slide. I'll get maybe 2 or 3. They're gonna give him 2. 2nd and 8 coming up for Kansas City. Chris Jones appears to be being tended to on the sideline for an injury. Oh no. Not sure exactly what's wrong with him there. Maybe an arm. It's got a little wrist area. You've got carpal tunnel like me. 2nd and 8. It's Brashard Smith in motion. It'll be play action. Mahomes rolls to his right, and it's blown up by Anzalone. Not Anzalone. Some other blonde guy. But Anzalone was the guy covering Brashard Smith. Might have been Jack Campbell. Aiden Hutchinson. There's so many good players on this Lions team, okay? Like, it's one of those, they're one of those teams where their defense, so many guys can make a play. Can make a good play. to the point that you don't really know. Like, unless you're really looking at the numbers, sometimes it's difficult. And I don't look at the thing over here because I'm trying not to. Hollywood Brown in motion. Mahomes under pressure. He has to step up to evade the pressure. He'll step up in the pocket. He takes a big shot. He's still on his feet. And he's slammed down after a gain of 6. So Mahomes takes a little trip down pinball lane. Get 4th and 2. Will he go for it here? See this. Let's count how many times Mahomes got hit unnecessarily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one of those was to the head neck area. Got to be smarter than that. They're a franchise quarterback, man. Come on. Samata Reza will be punting it away for Kansas City to Khalif Raymond. And Reza will punt it off. And it'll be fair caught at about the 18-yard line, where Jared Goff will get yet another attempt to get back in this football game. In Kansas City, 2010, Chiefs have the lead. Lions offense will come back. So how's it going? I'm just going to watch commercials until someone says something at this point. Just watched. Gotta get the ball now. Gotta show off the ball skills. Got all the arm angles. You'll never guess. You know, like, okay, rant about the dog. Here we go. All right. You waited a good amount of time for it. We're standing. All right. Let me start by saying that you will seldom find a Dolphins fan with as much patience as I do for the franchise. For as much that who has not been born to see the Dolphins win a playoff game. I have not seen it with my eyes. It's not happened. I haven't seen it. They haven't won a playoff game. I've been through Joe Philbin and Adam Gase. And Brian Flores. We should have kept Flores. Now we get Mike McDaniel. Boy genius. La-di-da. Great. I'm happy. He's a good coach, you know. He does his job. Great play caller. He's got fancy. He's got all this cool offensive innovations. Our offense is good. We're the greatest show on surf, which was an incredible time. We beat the Broncos like 70-23, which is like the biggest lead ever. And at the end, he was such a good coach that he pitied the other team by not breaking the record. And instead, he just punted instead of going for it and potentially getting the record, which was disappointing. For Dolphins, we're like, why didn't you break the record? And now that has kind of become the story of Kansas, of the Dolphins. We can't break the record. We can't break the streak. We can't beat winning teams because we can't break their streak. We can't break the streak if we can't win games in the cold. We can't break the streak of 25 years without a playoff game, or 23, or whatever the number is at this point. We can't break streaks. We can't win games. And ultimately, we can't draft players good enough to do anything good about the franchise, which is exactly why Chris Greer needed to go a long time ago. David Montgomery just got the dump off, and he's got a huge pickup, by the way, to the 43 of Detroit. Huge play there. That was 23 yards on a little bit of a dump down from Goff to Montgomery. Back to where I was. McDaniel's going to get caught in the crossfire. I don't really blame McDaniel for much of this. He did lose control of the locker room. That's on him. He should be fired. He will be fired. I expect his job to be gone tomorrow. If it's not, it'll be gone if they lose to Cleveland, guaranteed. Chris Greer's gone. I'm sick of Chris Greer. I'm done with him. Jared Goff to throw. He'll hit Amon-Ra St. Brown in the right flat for a gain of about 12 and a first down into Chiefs territory. Anyway, I'm done with Chris Greer. He's a bad general manager. He doesn't know how to draft. He refuses to build a support system around a quarterback. He's awful at drafting offensive linemen for some reason. He can't draft in the trenches. We need someone who can win in the trenches. We're a soft team with a soft identity. And above all that, we have a quarterback who went up and instead of being a leader and getting his head in the game and getting his team in the game to win the games, he goes up on a press conference on the podium and talks smack about his team. Goff hits St. Brown again for another gain of 12 and a first down. They're moving in chunks down the field into Kansas City territory. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. As I was saying, the Dolphins suck. Tua's the worst. He needs to shut up right now. I've had it. I don't blame McDaniel. I do blame Greer, but I don't blame McDaniel. But Tua's got to shut up right now. I do not want to hear another word come out of his mouth about leadership meetings or him being a leader on this team. Because as far as I'm concerned, he is not a leader on this team. He's barely on this team, and he shouldn't be on this team. Goff hits St. Brown again for a gain of 6. But Tua is an embarrassment. He's embarrassing himself. He's embarrassing the organization. And it's about time we move on from him because what he said on the podium today, unacceptable. He said, we need to step up as a team as better leaders because I know there's some guys who aren't coming to my leadership meetings. Guess what? I know there's some guys who aren't showing up to play the game. And you're one of them. You threw 3 interceptions against the Chargers. You lost to the Colts. You lost to the Panthers. Like, you don't deserve to be where you're sitting. You're not a leader on this team, whether you like it or not. We don't have a leader on the team, which is exactly why everything needs to go. There is no leader. There is no organization at this point. Stephen Ross is trying to be patient because he's notoriously impatient with coaches. I appreciate it. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. You're finally doing what a good owner does. You're being patient. However, you got to get your head in the game. If you're not winning the games, none of it matters. You're at the point where you have to fire everyone. You have to clean slate because we have no identity. We have no team. We have no coach. We have no leaders to the point where we're basically just, as I've said multiple times, we're just a 32nd team. We're not doing anything. Another dump off to Montgomery gets him within the 10. Meanwhile, the Lions are driving all down the field while I'm doing this. Lions are trekking their way forward. This is the end of the third quarter. Chiefs 20, Lions 10. Lions are at the Kansas City 9 when we come back. I'm going to continue my rant because I'm fed up. I'm done. We're at the point where, like, Tyreek is our leader. Like, that is what a leader does. Like, I understand he's gotten all kinds of legal trouble and all of that. But his reaction when he went off the field against the Jets, when he was getting carted off the field, and instead of crying in pain because he tore his leg in like 3 places and broke multiple bones, dislocated his knee, his career with the Dolphins is done, most likely. He just clapped. He just pumped up his team and said, go win the game for me. That's a leader. Tua's not a leader. A leader is someone who builds people up, not tears them down. And that's where it starts. So as a leader now, as the leader of the Dolphins organization, as the owner of the Dolphins organization, we got to tear it all down so that we can build it back up. Because at this point, our own players are knocking out the foundation of it. Our coach isn't helping to build it up any. We have a soft team with a soft identity, and we're just not going anywhere. That's exactly why we're not going anywhere. I've just pinpointed exactly all of the issues within the Dolphins organization. It doesn't even come down to play. Are the Dolphins talented enough? Yes. Are we good enough? Yes. Can we beat all of the teams that we lost to this year? Yeah. What's the problem then? We have no leader. We have no identity. We have no control over the locker room. We have a quarterback who suddenly thinks he's better than anyone else. And it was honestly better when he was under Brian Flores' iron fist, when he thought he didn't believe in himself, because now he's just downright arrogant and stupid. And he's making bad mistakes. I've had it. Tua needs to be done. He's the problem right now. I don't think I realized that until today. But he needs to shut up right now. Because it's embarrassing at this point. It is to the point where I have said multiple times this week that I'm just like, the Bucs are more entertaining anyway. Why am I rooting for this team? That's absolute hot garbage with no real team. They're barely a team. It's embarrassing. And I mean, it's also embarrassing how many times we've had a lead and blown it. Why have we blown it? Because it can't keep our head in the game. We had like negative 11 yards of offense in the third quarter. If you can't keep your head in the game, you're not going to win. Who's going to get your head in the game? A leader. Where's that? You see on you got two owners, Clark Hunt and Sheila Ford Hamp, who have built their organizations in a culture building way. Detroit has one of the strongest cultures in the game, and Kansas City is just one of the best, most well-built organizations, period. That's why they call them the Kingdom. Detroit, it's Goff to St. Brown inside the 5 for Detroit. It's embarrassing. At this point, it is at the national level, and everyone should be embarrassed. Like it should be embarrassing to have to be a Dolphins fan. And it is. Because I'm rooting for a team that is essentially barely there. They're non-existent. They shouldn't be there. They should be gone. They should not be a team in the present day NFL because they don't deserve it. Not with this current regime. So I'm done. I'm done with this Dolphins team at this point. There's no leader, and that's the problem. Laporta in motion, Goff to throw, and Goff throws to the end zone. Oh my goodness, Laporta, touchdown Lions! Sam Laporta is in the end zone. What a grab from Sam Laporta, making everything feel better. Did he actually catch that? That was a one-handed catch, 2 feet in bounds, back of the end zone, one-handed catch with a guy's arm basically trapping him. That's incredible. And Sam Laporta making you feel good about sports again after I brought everyone down after absolutely toasting my own team. We should make that into a short. More like a video. It's like 3 minutes long. 14-14 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lions just made it a 3-point game. Jared Goff, Sam Laporta. They're coming back. They're only down by 3 yet. Will the defense hold strong against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City offense when we come back after this short message? Bye. I don't know, another rant. I ignored most of the Lions drive. It's just, I don't think that would work. Like, as much as I would like to be, and I do know ball enough that I probably could, but they need someone that can be respected. Like, I can run a tight ship when I have to, sure. But they need someone who can truly discipline people. Like, I'm tired of this. Like, go get Brian Flores back. Dang it. Like, he knew how to run a team. And mostly just because he was a strict guy. He was strict. That's why they didn't like him. You know, Tua was like, oh, I have no confidence in myself because he ruined me. He makes me feel unconfident. No, he makes you feel like what you are. That's what good coaches do, is he shows you who you are. And that's what Brian Flores did with Tua. McDaniel was building this wall around Tua, saying this is who you could be, and this is who you should try to be. But it's just made him less aware of what he's saying. It could be the concussions, obviously, but he's just not aware. He's just being stupid. And it's just bad. Can't get worse. Really, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. There's nothing you can do about it. It's at the point where you got a clean slate very soon. And I do hope that somehow this clip makes its way to the Dolphins organization. Because I'm done. They got to make a change. Like, I don't want to fire McDaniel. I love McDaniel. He's one of the best coaches the Dolphins have had since Shula. I will go that far. Because we haven't had many good coaches since Shula. Haven't had any good coaches since Shula. But at least, like, we made it to the playoffs. With him, we did, and he's a good coach. He's got great scheming. I love the scheming. I love the offense. It's great. I love the fast tempo. It's different. It's new. However, it's not working. Why is it not working? He's got no discipline. We have no leaders. We need like a true leadership guru to take over as head coach. We need someone who's willing to discipline, who's willing to penalize. We need someone who with control, and someone who's a leader and who can get the team's head in the game. We need Mike Vrabel. We literally need Mike Vrabel. That's a coach. I'm telling you, that's one of the reasons I love Mike Vrabel. Because Mike Vrabel, he's got some of the best locker room control you'll see. Because he loves his players. He loves the game. He'll go out. You see him practice. You see all the clips of him practicing with the players. It's just like, he's a tough guy. That's his message. You don't want to mess with me. I can keep up with all of you. He's a tough guy. That's who we need in our locker room, is someone who can straighten them all out, because it's embarrassing. And Tua's gone by now. We've done with him. Get together soon. I'd love to see you commentate on the Dolphins' playoff victory someday. It would have to be after relative success, because I'm not commentating on a Dolphins loss, that's for sure. So it's not like if I commentate on a Dolphins playoff game, I'm just logging off the second they're losing, because it's too much. That's why I don't do Dolphins. It's just depressing. It's just not good. Like if I do Dolphins, like even when I'm watching the games, just in general, I'm just like, I have to zone on in the corner just so I can watch good football. Like it's bad. Like it's just not enjoyable anymore. It has been. The time when it was enjoyable, games that Dolphins have been good, is most games that we play against the Ravens at night. We tend to beat them for some reason. I don't know why. And then Mahomes got hit after the play. It's going to be roughing the passer. It's going to give him a free first down. They're kind of stalled out otherwise. So they're going to get roughing the passer and a first down there. As what was I saying? Yeah, it's not fun. I would put the Dolphins in the bottom, like at the bottom of enjoyable teams to watch this year. Like there's nothing that makes them fun to watch. Yeah, that was just a dirty play by Aiden Hutchinson. He was so late. He was just ridiculously late. Even Mahomes was like, why did you hit me? Read lips. Yeah. That was really late, and that was just a dirty play. They could have gotten off the field there. 1st and 10. A little bit of trickery. Jet sweep to Xavier Worthy. Get about 6 yards. 2nd and 4 coming up. Yeah, like I guarantee you, look through all the teams, there's something to root for every other team this season. But for the Dolphins, only thing to root for is the inevitable collapse and to get a better draft pick. Like there's nothing to root for. Like it's misery. Like there's nothing good. Even the Jets, you have a new coach. You got people to root for. You can root for the coach even though they're doing badly. Mahomes passes to Worthy over the middle. Worthy breaks a tackle. He's got a nice little corner, and he'll get a few yards. It looked like Jack Campbell kind of levitated at the end there. That was weird. Just pops back up. But like you look at the teams, the bad teams in the league, the Jets have Aaron Glenn. And Aaron Glenn is what makes them interesting. It's because he's a new coach. They're just got to give him some time. And they're interested to see how the culture shift is in New York. Look in Cleveland. They got Dylan Gabriel. Tennessee, they have Cam Ward. Even Las Vegas has Pete Carroll. Like, I could keep going. Mahomes dumps one down to Juju Smith-Schuster. Excuse me. He'll get 11 yards and a first down. He did levitate. Yeah, he just kind of. The Giants have Jackson Dart. The Cowboys have a new regime change, even though they're kind of miserable too. The Bears got Ben Johnson. The Saints fans are still just as hype as always, even though they're losing. They're enjoying just being competitive in every game they play. Mahomes dumps one down to, that's Brashard Smith. And Smith is going to get about 8 yards until he's eventually wrestled out of bounds by Brian Branch. 2nd and 2 coming up. Even the Panthers are good. They're putting up fights against everyone. The Cardinals are the only team that could quite possibly rival the Dolphins' misery level. just because of the absolute state of unrest that I believe the Arizona organization's in. So I think AFC, NFC most miserable teams to watch, to be a fan of, Arizona and Miami. Awful. There's nothing to root for. At least in Arizona, there's like a smidgen of hope, but not much. Miami, it's been done for a bit. Coming into this year, we were hopeful, but at the same point, I knew, and I feel like a lot of people knew, that there was just incredible impending doom. Like, there was just doom over the season. Titans, Cam Ward! He's like one of the most entertaining players to watch, period. I see any Titans fans complaining about their quarterback situation right now. Like, oh yeah, we got the number one quarterback. We just have nothing around him. We've just surrounded him with a bunch of bricks. But he's been good. Cam Ward's been fine. They had that epic comeback. The Dolphins can't complete a comeback to save their lives. Pacheco runs the ball. Pacheco is going to be shy about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and goal. The Packers. But there's no team. I can't name someone who's got less to root for than anyone who's a Dolphins fan. I mean, it's just bad. Like, we've been through so much, and it's just not getting any better. And it's so sad that by the time the Dolphins are good again, I'm going to be actually, like, there. Like, if everything goes according to plan, I'm just going to be the Dolphins commentator the next time they're good again. It's that bad. Mahomes under center, play action to the left. He's going to throw it away. 3rd and goal. It is so, so sad. Yeah. So that's why I'm a sports fan. So this is 3rd and goal for Kansas City. Detroit really needs a stop here. Matt Nagy's the one calling the offensive plays, former Chicago coach. At least he's not the most formal Chicago coach. He's currently in the process of slowly losing his job over in Dallas. Pacheco in motion. Mahomes to throw. They went Texas, and they're wide open. Man, it's fit for Hollywood. Marquise Brown in the touchdown as he hits him with the Geha leap. A little bit of Lambeau leap action in Kansas City as the Chiefs are on the board. Touchdown, Kansas City. 26-17, betting the extra point. He was wide open. That was just miscommunication by Detroit. They were triple covering someone in the back of the end zone. No one was on. No one was covering Hollywood Brown there. That's the 2nd touchdown of the day. Congratulations to that one guy who got him in fantasy. Extra points good. 27-17, 10-point Chiefs lead, 9.5 to play in the 4th quarter. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what that is, but that's apparent. I've seen that celebration a couple times in this draft. The Chiefs have a 10-point lead. Things are a little desperate for Detroit at this point. Their defense is miserable right now. They just can't stop them. And the Chiefs are knocking off so much time as well. All right. At least I got other teams to be entertained with. For the first 6 weeks, I was just riding on the Cowboys and the Eagles. I'm like, I can do this bet. It'll work. It'll go all the way. Then it didn't. Ended this week, so I was kind of sad. Like, well, I'm choosing the Bucs now. So now the trios, Bucs, Colts, and Eagles. And surely they will not all lose in the same week. Surely. And then I look at week 7. It's like, oh no. Oh no. Which I think is kind of a real reaction. I mean, the Eagles are probably going to win, right? The Bucs got the Lions. I gotta tell you guys, next Monday night, fire games. Like, incredible. If there was ever a day to do a doubleheader, next Monday. It's up to you guys ultimately, but incredible schedule there. Yeah, Bucks, Lions, and then Texans, Seahawks. Chef's kiss. That's beautiful. Those are some good games. Texans fresh off a bye, and they're heading to the Pacific Northwest at night. Night game at Lumen Field. They're going to wear highlighter, aren't they? And the Lions again, which is, less entertaining than the other side of the field, which is Tampa. Bucks coming in. That'll be highly entertaining. Baker against Jared rematch. How many pick'ems points do you have at this point? Keep track of 43. I don't know. I don't do it. I just picked the things on Yahoo Sports just to say that I picked them. I haven't really been picking the games. But I could go back and calculate it. A win is 1 point, right? I don't actually know. You've gotten 10 right this week so far. You've only gotten like 2 wrong. I honestly don't know why I took the Lions in this game. It was kind of a bad decision. I should have known. Because the more I thought about it, I'm like, wait a minute, the Chiefs are at home. They have a lot to win for. Is it bad that I haven't picked the Dolphins to win a single game this year, though? Philly and Dallas. I did pick Dallas. I did pick Philly, yeah. That is honestly, it's bad. I always just pick the opposite team. I feel like it's always a safe bet, and so far it has been. See, this week, according to, let me pull up Yahoo Sports in a second. After this play, 1st and 10. Goff under center. Gibbs is the back. Hand off to Gibbs. He has to make a spin move. Cannot. Buried. Loss of 5. Chiefs defense all over it. So 0-1. 1-1. 2-1. 3-1. 3-2. 4-2. 5-2. 6-2. 7-2, 8-2, 9-2, 10-2. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I got the same. I got 10. We got the same 2 wrong. That's funny. I didn't even know that. I guess those were really just the only upsets. It was a pretty chalk weekend, honestly. It was a pretty chalk weekend. I am Kyle. I know the one that I was really split on, like I was having a tough time deciding, was Seahawks Jaguars, and eventually I went with Seahawks just because I thought Kenneth Walker was gonna have a good game. I always go with Kenneth Walker. He's my guy. He's always been my guy. 3rd and 10. Gibbs is the back. Play clock's at 4. 3 to get off. Pressure coming. He's brought down by the Chiefs. It's Omenawu? I think it's Omenawu. And George Karlaftis. Chris Jones. Pretty much the entire Chiefs defensive line got to him. As you see here, yeah, it was Chris Jones pretty much. And then Omenawu. What's his name? Omenawu. Yeah, that's it. Charles Omenawu. So the Lions are punting it away with only 7.5 left. Things are looking desperate for Motown. Jack Fox, one of the coolest punter names in the game. Kick this one off. It's Nico Remigio. Come on, Nico. Nico. 40. 50. He's over midfield. That was a good return. And he fumbled. Nico, come on, man. What are you doing? Sorry, I don't know for me to do my brother. Yeah. Makes sense. I just always go with my homeboy, Kenneth Walker. Michigan, represent. Michigan State, represent. Oh, he's down. He's down. I don't believe that was a fumble. Thirsty after that Dolphins rant, talking for so long. If I had any patience whatsoever, I would go through these commentaries and just post shorts of the actual like stuff that happened that I said in the game that was funny. But yeah, I don't I don't have the patience. Josh Jacobs was sick. Huh. Yeah, Josh Jacobs was sick. Josh Jacobs had the flu. He threw up on the field. And then he scored 2 touchdowns. But he said he knew he was going to have a good game. Giants would be great. Yeah, I think it would be a good. It'd be good. I don't have the patience, and my editor also doesn't have the patience. It's like I made so many shorts, and then my editor got like 6 of them done. I'm like, that's it. And she's like, yeah, I'm going on break. Never got anything back. So yeah, just whatever. See, now they're kind of out of date. So yeah, so I'm like, I got 20 shorts. I did the 20 shorts. They just didn't get edited. The ones that did though were pretty funny. It's a shame that like they're so zoomed in. It's super hard to see. But yeah. Second down for Kansas City after Pacheco. I think he dropped a pass just now. I'm reading the article about Tua saying what he said. It's just terrible. 2nd and 5. Hand off to Pacheco. Pacheco's going to go about 2-3 short. The shorts were fun. Yeah, thank you. It took a lot of effort. It was funny. Yeah. The callback to that one Halloween episode that I did once. That was funny because I got sent it. I'm like, you're right. That was a whole like internal joke for a bit because we were on the Disney cruise, right? And we did the hide and seek video. And one of our waiters came up and he said cameraman. And I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, he actually didn't dox our names. I didn't have to edit it at all. It was awesome. I was like, I don't have to edit anything. Yeah. At that point, I didn't have an editor. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Kelsey made the grab there and gave him Chiefs a first down. Taylor Swift's there. So the first time they're showing her. It's crazy. It's first down Kansas City. Kelsey's got 6 receptions for 78 yards. 1st and 10 from the Detroit 34. Hand off Pacheco inside the 30 into the 29. Yeah, so I'm reading the things again. I'm reading the article. Just so frustrating because McDaniel went on after Tua, and they asked him about it, and he said, "I think we've all been very accountable," which means he thinks Tua is wrong for calling them out. So dump off to Brashard Smith. He's going to come about 1.5 yards short. 2 yards short, depending on the spot. Be 3rd and 1. So the Chiefs have a 10-point lead as time is winding out here in this game. Only just over 3 minutes left. It's pretty much become game over for the Lions, really. Game's kind of over. Chiefs are just winding clock. Oh my goodness, Kareem Hunt just oh my goodness. Kareem Hunt just absolutely trucked somebody. Like he Madden hit sticked him. Did you see that? That was crazy. wait. Boom! Rock Ya-Sin just tasted dirt from him. Great run. Speaking of Kyle, go send that over to Kyle Brandt for his Angry Run segment on GMFB. Twas power. Unlimited power. Did you say something? So tomorrow night, Week 6 of the NFL concludes with the Bills taking on the Falcons. And the other game, which is significantly worse, which I'm forgetting, and everything's frozen. All right. If anyone else knows that was the second game before this thing comes back out, that would be great. The Bears and the Commanders as the other one. So Jaden Daniels against Caleb Williams, 1 versus 2. Be interesting to see which quarterback comes out on top, although I believe it's going to be the Commanders. And then the Bills-Falcons, the NFL's best defense. And the Falcons taking on the Bills. And they're always goodness. Sometimes editing can be impossible. Just yourself that you have. Yeah, everything's tough. It's just like the time, because I also have school and stuff. So like I can't edit them. But then also my editor can't really edit them either. They also have stuff to do. They did a lot. They did like 6. I was proud of them. They did 6 in a row, which took like 3 hours. And then they just like, nah. I'm like, okay, maybe I asked too much of you. You know, live and learn. Let's have a weird segment. Let's do a weird segment. We're going to call this Wacky Stats. I'm going to stun you with some stats that you'll never see coming. This is just some surprising stats. It's crazy. You will never guess the player which leads the league in sacks. And his name is not Nick Bonito. Even though he is technically tied with Nick Bonito, it's not Nick Bonito. Technically. Going on a technicality, it's not Nick Bonito. You'll never guess who it is. Chiefs are at 2nd down while you guess that one. We're just going to spend the rest of the night doing crazy stats. It's not Micah Parsons. 7 sacks on the year already. Brian Burns of the Giants. Crazy. Then you'll never guess who's got the most interceptions in the league with 4 interceptions thus far. And it just so happens that this player doesn't play corner and he doesn't play safety. Make your guess. Hand off to Kareem Hunt. And Hunt will get about 3 yards to bring up 3rd and 5. Just over 3 minutes to play. Yeah, player that leads the league in interceptions. He's got 4. Doesn't play safety. Doesn't play corner. I will tell you who 2, 3, 4, and 5 are, though. So tied for 2, 3, and 4 are Kevin Byard, Jalen Petrie, and Kirby Joseph of Detroit. Number 5 is Jordan Lewis, but number 1 is Devin Lloyd of the Jaguars. He's the linebacker for the Jaguars. Stunning stats 101. All right. Who leads the league in tackles? In tackles this year. This one's one that I couldn't believe because I'm like, I don't know if this is a good stat. This one's, I'll just tell you this one. It's Jordan Brooks of the Dolphins. He's got 57 total tackles. He leads the NFL in total tackles, which I'm not sure is a good thing. It just means quarterbacks are completing a lot of passes in his general direction. So these are some shocking stats for you. Let's see. Someone in my area. Yeah, it's just how many passes are completed against us. Team that leads the league in turnovers just so happens to be the same team that has the leading interception, leading player with the most interceptions. The Jaguars have the highest turnover differential in the league with 8. They have positive 8. It's incredible. Number 1 in something. Yee. Number 1 in interceptions. Woo! All right. So that's actually super fascinating. The Jaguars have plus 8 in the turnover differential. Best defense in the NFL by yards allowed. This one was, I already said this earlier. It's Atlanta, but it's kind of surprising because the Falcons, you wouldn't think, like, you don't think of the Falcons as like the best defense. Like, I know they have very good defense. And Jesse Bates is is the best safety in the NFL. But you just didn't expect it. You're just like, huh, the Falcons, really? We're back here in Kansas City. Chiefs are at the 11-yard line. The Lions have no timeouts remaining, down by 10 with 3:14 to play. Mahomes under pressure, and he's sacked. He's brought down by Muhammad and Barnes. Atlanta is sneaky good. Their offense, not so much. Their defense is incredible. This one shocked me. Both passing and rushing metrics stunned me. It's ridiculous. Leads the league in passing yards per game. Which team? Take your guess. Which team? So the Chiefs will settle for a field goal. But, of course, that'll give them a 13-point lead. It's not Indianapolis. Indianapolis is 5th in the league in passing yards. Good guess. You may guess again. Or not. I don't really care. So the Chiefs will call their first timeout with 2:29 to play. This game's over. All honesty, it's over. Upcoming, the Lions got the Bucks. Then a bye week. Thankfully for them. Then they got the Vikings at home. Then they have a tough road trip of the Commanders and the Eagles. And the Giants? Not the Giants. The answer is the San Francisco 49ers. They have 21 yards per average more than the next best team, which is Dallas. So Mac Jones has pretty much just been the best quarterback. It's just what that means. And Harrison Butker's field goal is good. 33 yards, 30 points. 30-17, the Chiefs have the lead with 2:26 to go. Chiefs are going to improve to 3-3 on the year. Lions will fall to 4-2. The rushing leader is also crazy Because although there are some names on there that make sense, Buffalo James Cook at number 2, Rico Dowdle at number 3. Number 1 makes no sense. Number 1, you look at it and you're like, but they don't have a good running back. They don't have a superstar. So go ahead and guess which running back, which team has the most rushing yards on average per game, but doesn't seem to have a good running back. You got this. Seahawks? The Seahawks have an amazing running game. Don't smack talk Kenneth Walker in front of me. The answer is actually you're not far, technically. Well, you are. Technically, you are far. But name-wise, not so much. Because Seattle is in the state of Washington. But if you look over at Washington, D.C., that's where you're going to find the NFL's leading rushing team. The Washington Commanders, 156.6 per game. With Bill Corey leading the way. So super surprising. Yeah, I know. I was surprised. I was like, what? The Commanders? So 1st and 10 to slaw in motion for the Lions as this game is winding down. Bill, he's my favorite. He's got such a good name. Chiefs jumped horrendously offside. They should have just taken a shot down the field. Laporte is going to get 9 yards. It's going to be offside, number 95 on the defense. We have 5-yard penalty. Penalty will be declined, and the result of the play will be 9 yards. Well, I think they're probably going to give him the first down. Oh, they might take it. Penalties declined. Oh, they're going to give him the first down anyway. Okay, sure. He was definitely over the line. Yeah, Jones is quick. Quick off the line there. See if I can find any more wacky stats. Worst defense in the NFL. I don't know if that's probably going to be right. It's probably going to be super predictable. It is. Yeah, it's pretty predictable. Chiefs rush 4. Goff under pressure anyway. He somehow escapes, and he just barely gets it back. They're saying it's a fumble. Now the refs are signaling incomplete. Yeah, that's not surprising. Worst defense is Dallas, then Cincinnati, then Miami. What about the worst offense in the league? Who do you think's got the worst offense? That's not surprising either. That's boring. That's boring. Which team has had the best? Yeah, the Titans have the worst offense. Which team has the best special teams by terms of touchdowns scored by the special teams? This one is kind of surprising too. Jared Goff just threw an incomplete pass towards Sam Laporta. 2:03 to play. Game's pretty much at its end. 2-minute warnings coming in 3 seconds. So as soon as the game ends, I'm off. I'm done. I'm donezo. I got to go to bed. Because just like America runs on Duncan, I run on sleep. Like most people. To slaw in motion, this guy's just not been targeted. They've been using him as eye candy, but they really shouldn't be covering him anymore at this point. Goff throws incomplete for Jameson Williams. And that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Patriots, actually. Good guess. The Patriots have a punt return for a touchdown and a kickoff return for a touchdown, which leads the way. So dropped. So the game's over. Lions are going to drop to 4-2. Chiefs are 3-3. 500. Chiefs are still going to be behind the Chargers and the Broncos by a game. And the Lions are still at the top of their division, even with the loss. Yeah, they're at least this week, they're still at the top of the division. So they didn't need a win here as much as the Chiefs did. So this should have been expected. I don't know why I picked the Lions. I wasn't thinking clearly. but this was kind of expected. I knew it wasn't going to be a great game. I was like, it had so much promise in the beginning, and then it kind of fell off a bit of a cliff somewhere around halftime. Just before halftime, the Lions kind of lost all their momentum, and the game stopped being good. Mahomes has gone 22 of 30 for 257 yards and 3 touchdown passes, while Goff has gone 23 of 29 for 203 and 2 touchdown passes. So pretty clean game all around. No turnovers, other than the turnover on downs. Excuse me, other than the turnover on downs. But they've been a pretty clean game between the two squads. Chiefs have outgained the Lions by 60 yards. Yeah, there I go. By like 60 yards, like 54 actually, something like that. Yeah, 54 yards. The Chiefs have outgained the Lions, so I am now beating Collins. What? Yeah, no, it's crazy. I have Bills and Bears with them or anyone. Bears is a mistake. Bye. We're gonna tie. Yeah, I don't know why I picked the Lions, because I was thinking, like, even in pregame, I was like, wait, the Chiefs are gonna win. Like, they need it more. I'm like, why did I pick the Lions in my pregame stuff? This is a crazy statistic. The Chiefs have not been penalized this game. They have 0 penalties called against them. That's crazy. The Lions have 4 called against them, but the Chiefs have had the cleanest game. Like, I was wondering, we haven't seen many referees. This has actually been a short commentary, all things considered, like half an hour shorter than normal. Like, we got a half hour left. I don't know, but that's a good statistic. That's exactly the kind of statistic you want to see. Time of possession was even. Fourth down conversions, the Chiefs surprisingly dominated. But really, the defining stat there is the penalties. 0-0. That is beautiful. That is like a head coach's dream right there. It's incredible. All right. Taking off the jacket. Turns out I'm just wearing like a t-shirt. Just wearing a workout shirt. All right, so Mahomes will take just another couple of knees, and the game will be over. All right, thank you guys so much for raising your screen time by watching me today. Next week, I assume we're going to be doing Monday Night Football, the doubleheader there. I just don't see how anyone's going to vote for anything else. I mean, it's so obviously the better games. So that's where I think we're going to be, is Monday Night Football. Yeah, so it should be interesting. Week 7, later this week. I wouldn't be expecting too much content. We're going away. We're going to somewhere throughout the week, so I don't know that I'm going to be doing anything throughout the rest of the week. So, yeah, pretty much just Monday. I'll be sending out the content poll. We'll see who wins there. And, yeah. Oh, whoa. I looked away for a second, and there was a fight. Lions and Chiefs going at it at the logo. Not sure what happened. Still going at it. They're still okay. There's punching. I do not know what happened. And tensions rose very late after the snap there. I really don't know what happened. They want flags. The game's over. You can't call it. Refs are just like, refs called it a day. Bye. So like, nope. They just ignored it. So the Chiefs are walking away 30-17 with the victory. Don't know what happened at the end there. Let's see what happened. Mahomes went to dap up Brian Branch. Smacked him in the arm and on the shoulder. Juju Smith-Schuster is pumped up. Brian Branch punched him. And Juju Smith-Schuster lost it. That'll do it. All right, so we know who's getting fined. It's going to be Branch and Smith-Schuster for the most part. It's probably going to be just Branch, though. Juju Smith-Schuster is always getting in that kind of trouble, though. He doesn't deal with that. He's one of those guys who doesn't deal with confrontation very well. He just loses it. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching here tonight. See you next week on the Exponential. I'm RSquared or Kyle, whichever. It's kind of both at this point. Stuff to be on the lookout for in the future. Maybe some collabs coming up. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know if there is any other collabs. I'll let you know the first collab, which I did on someone else's channel. Maybe I'll get one on my own channel at some point. We'll see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. God bless. Have a great rest of your week. And I will see you next week. Probably on Monday Night Football, but I don't know. It's up to you guys. All right. See ya. Bye-bye.